Hello and welcome to session 7 of I can't remember where I am. Dice of the Beholder, Chronicles of Nidum.
You've never got this far into it.
Yeah, I was there we go. I'm waiting for someone to. Sorry to anyone in chat, by the way, that she just screamed really high pitched boobs at you.
I consciously didn't interrupt you to see what would happen.
You being a good boy.
I wanted to know if you could get to the end of the sentence.
No.
It seems not.
Like, he can't do it on his own now, though, because he's waiting for it, so he panicked.
I'm waiting to. Anyway,
you were just like clearly on your face. There was anticipation for when you were going to be interrupted, and it was great.
Welcome to session 7 of Dice of the Beholder, the Chronicles of Nidum. And yes, everyone, as you know, terrible timing because it's a home game. You've caught a lot of us eating. Or isn't something new in the new one? Why? You did that.
He yelled.
How could that possibly have been my fault? This doesn't sound like a door. It's a mug.
Weird noises. He kicks off. You did that.
I was the one who made a weird noise.
Actually, no, I was playing with the mug.
Yes. So anyway, this is everyone. Say hi, everyone.
Oh,
hi everyone. Hi Shane and also Jerry.
Yes. Hi Shane. Hi Jerry. How's it going? Welcome. Thanks for coming. Big news. Hi Cuba. Big news. We hit affiliate earlier on this week.
Yay!
So we now have a VIP to offer out to you all, which is why Jerry, you have a lovely diamond next to your name in the chat now, and also Shane, who's pretty much been with us for almost every single session we've done.
Oh my god, my pizza.
Even the one shots and the kids one.
Shane for number one good boy.
Yeah, Shane is number one good boy.
We should really name a character after it. At some point.
I mean,
who says that happened?
And then the question is, will I fuck it or will I kill it? Or both. Just hopefully in that order.
Answers in chat. Shane, would you prefer good boy or bad guy? Okay. We're just obviously killing time now until Amelia comes back with the pizza. But yeah, how is everyone? I'm asking you guys now, not chat.
oh right.
We're not used to being addressed.
Stressed?
Yeah.
We're buying a house, it's very stressful.
Well, we're not buying a house.
No,
yet,
but
we're certainly looking for a house.
And it's stressful.
Looking to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're looking at houses in order to look at buying a house.
And I'm guessing not many people's agenda is, can we fit a table big enough for D&D? When we're walking around these houses.
If it's not on their agenda for searching for a house, what's
Get
wrong with them?
agenda.
Yeah.
In that house in Kimberley, you could definitely put a big D&D table.
Just
in
announce we were
one of
planning on
two
moving on a
places.
live stream, that's fine.
Yeah, you're right. All of our viewers.
You never know.
One
You
of
never
whom,
know.
one of whom will definitely come to our house at some point,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the other one of whom is.
Wait, what, we're going to let Jerry in the house?
No, I was talking about Shane. And the other one of whom lives in Canada. That's definitely gonna. That's what it's called, and I will not. I am not open to corrections. Do not at me.
How about you? How are you today?
Tired.
Yeah.
Mm.
Should we do the recap while Lily's sorting pizzas out?
Sounds good.
Yeah, do the recap.
Okay. So, those of you who watched before,
This is 3 tables.
in the last session, our party. Wait a minute. Yeah, there we go. In the last session, our party enacted a plan fraught with risk.
Your pizza.
Those risks obviously brought to the forefront and continuously griped about in the session before by
Wait, hang on now.
one of the members of the party. Did you not disagree with everything we were saying?
I wouldn't describe it as griping.
Accurately
You're not allowed to accuse me of
objecting.
whinging anymore if that's not griping.
It's just pejorative. I didn't say it wasn't accurate, I just feel hurt.
But they entered into the dark cavern not knowing what to expect on their way to free the children from
Millicent,
the
that
subterranean prison.
That is an immoral amount of mayonnaise, and you know it.
You can't have too much mayonnaise.
That's fucking nonsense. What you just
You
said.
can't have too much mayonnaise.
I did interrupt the stream to
so anyway,
with mayonnaise on pizza.
They found their way through the cabin, even though they found some strange signs of something strange living down there. They couldn't quite tell what it was.
Something strange.
And eventually got to the bottom of the poop hole.
The poop hole.
After a short discussion,
I love going to the poop hole.
they eventually convinced the adults in the prison to let their children go, as it was the best chance for them for
Somebody bring the children.
it was the best chance for them
I was thinking let
for
my
a much brighter future. And you all proceeded to leave. Upon which time you discovered what was lurking in the darkness beneath. You were attacked by a, as you called it, a Golgothan shit demon, which is basically a shit slime, and also then a shadow slime. Thank you very much, Colin Prest. But after taking some hits, you, after a wonderfully timed sleep spell cast on the children, taking most of them out of harm's way.
Best thing Sepsis has ever done so far.
I'm still thinking he was leaving them there as bait.
We'll never know.
You eventually fought the creatures off, destroyed them, and made your way back into the sewers. You successfully smuggled the children out of the sewers after collapsing a tunnel on the heads of about 20 elven guards and killing them all horrendously. And then were met
Nice
upon
casual murder. Nice.
were met upon leaving the sewers by the sheriff.
I'm not.
So I finally got to eye up my tits.
Because you were soaking wet.
Yeah,
I've been eyeing up your tits the
Rich,
whole
do you
time,
want some
baby.
mayonnaise?
I know, and I'm incredibly grateful for it. I worked hard growing these.
Blessed. Absolutely blessed.
It took their time as well.
I know that feeling.
The sheriff invited you the next day
Sure he did.
to come and visit him and obtain your reward.
We were like, hang on, bro, we gotta go level up first.
I need to sleep.
It was the middle of the night.
To learn 4 new spells, my dude.
And you proceeded to make your own ways back to the safe place.
We're all bards.
You all went up to level 3.
The workhouse.
Woo!
You called it the safe place.
That's the other thing. It's called the workplace.
And
the
the
safe
safe
place.
place. Yeah.
Oh,
The
no.
safe place is
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Whereas my downstairs is a very
I
dangerous
just gonna
place.
put it out there. I've got hellish rebuke now.
Which means that Charlie's downstairs is also a very dangerous place.
Okay. Now,
Fucking Uther. I worked hard growing them. Non-mimic problems.
Yeah, 6 wouldn't have respected your effort.
what do you wish to do with your day?
No. We've just woken up
Okay,
now.
sorry.
Focus.
Millicent has secret plans.
Is Dice in
You all have
bed?
some very strange dreams.
Is Dice in bed?
Yeah.
Because she's in bed with Oriana. Don't forget.
What do you wish to do?
You topping and tailing.
So
No.
I'd like to.
I'm
I'd
spooning
like-
the shit out of her.
It's nice. I enjoy the snuggles. They're very cozy.
They're comfortable with their sexuality, Greg.
Absolutely.
We're like sisters. It's
Just
fine.
gals being pals.
Yeah.
And to be fair, last time I shared a bed with my sister, she kicked the ever-loving daylights out of me. So
Did you
You know.
deserve it?
no, she was like 12 at the time, I think, and we were sharing a bed at my grand's, and she just beat the crap out of me.
This is an all-important character backstory.
Yeah.
I just feel people should know this about my sister. She like punches in her sleep, man. I don't know how a girlfriend
I've
copes with
never
it.
done that.
Like Bart Simpson doing the like windmill arms. I'm just gonna do this,
Yeah,
and if you get hit, it's your
it's
own
on
fault.
you. So I would like to wake up abruptly
Okay.
and try and wiggle my way out of Oriana's grip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to roll for it, bitch.
Roll stealth.
What do I roll for this?
Without waking her?
Ideally. Stealth? Maybe,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would say stealth.
It's got to be stealth versus like
Athletics.
a disadvantage perception. Or versus
Yeah.
passive
Yeah.
with penalty or something, right?
But I got disadvantage. Oh yeah, let's see if you can just pass my passive.
Alright, I'm gonna. Stealth is going to be 21.
Yeah, that's almost double what you needed.
So I can see the 3 animals.
Oh no, it is double what you needed.
Fast asleep, so I'm going
Yeah.
to
You
slide
slip,
out.
you slip a pillow in your
Yeah.
Put it down against that.
Okay, you have played this
Okay.
game before.
We good? We good. Okay. And then I'm going to sneak out of the building. I'm going to wear my slave collar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to sneak out of the building
Oh, good.
onto the street. I assume it's quite quiet.
It's very quiet. It's first thing in the morning.
I am going to make my way to the mad nun's house.
Okay.
The one with all the crap.
You remember where it is? Yep.
Yeah, do I?
Yeah.
I assume so.
It's not that far down the road.
Is there any sign of movement
Where?
in the house for the gnome?
Okay. Well, as you're walking down the street, you seem to think you remember where this is. And as you get to a very familiar wall, you realise there's no door where there was one before. But the brickwork seems to say that there was never a door there before.
Okay. Can I try and walk around the building to see if I can find anything that looks like a door, a window, something I can bang on?
Or a perception check.
So to speak.
I asked that question a lot.
Oh no. The nat one.
Even though
in
why you
total-
checked your own
It's a 3.
Okay. You walk around the building. There are no doors. There are many windows. 2 stories above you, but there are no doors.
I fire a crossbow through the upstairs window.
Hmm?
I'm trying to gauge if I care enough.
Yeah.
You pull out your
You care
crossbow
about the gent.
and shoot it through the upstairs window.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in the street?
In the alley behind it, no.
Fine. Then I shoot my crossbow through the upstairs window.
Okay.
Thank you, Shane. Right. Okay, as an attack roll, that's going to be a 19.
You very easily.
Is that necessary?
Apologies to headphone users.
You very easily shoot the bolt straight through the window, and you can hear the distant crack of glass as it just pierces a hole. It doesn't shatter the paint.
Is there any reaction?
What, from the house?
No. From the person within the house, obviously not the house.
As you're in the alley at the back, or off to the side, the kind of back wall starts to kind of open like a door,
Yeah, he's not really happy with me.
and a very short gnome kind of wanders out,
Is there any other kind?
and he's got like a nightcap on. Oh, he's shorter than
Aw.
usual. Got like a nightcap on.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I am so sorry I missed. Can I pay for your window? I was shooting for a bird and it went behind the house and I just followed it and fired and I'm so sorry. Actually, while I'm at it, could I also buy some metal? You seem like such.
Do you have any idea what time it is?
No. Sorry.
Oh, neither do I. Come in.
And he takes you inside, and it's very much the same as you remember it, just half-finished invention.
Is it the same nutter gnome?
But and yes, same nutter gnome.
Wonderful.
Just scattered about the
I didn't
place.
think you'd care.
Metal. What?
Sheets of metal. I've got enough cogs, I think. Just sheets of metal. Any shape, I can beat them into what I need them for.
What are you building?
A dog.
Ah! You got some inspiration overnight, it seems.
I woke up this morning, I had the best idea for a friend. Another friend. I have friends. For another friend.
Come with me.
Happily.
So
Let's
he
get
takes
off
you
have
off.
4 legs.
Takes you off into a room next door. Next to this one, and
He
inside
doesn't have to.
are there's metal frames of mannequins, and you can see like instead of stuffing animals, he's attempting to build some of them out of metal. And you can see there, take your pick, and you can see lots and lots of casings that look like they should be bodies of different animals, different sizes, like a deer, small cat kind of thing, and the coverings for their legs as well.
Okay, this is fantastic. How much are you looking for the one shaped like the Great Dane that's very tall? I can put up the mechanical.
And he looks
one.
over, looks up.
Make it reasonable. I have 15 gold to my name, but you can have it. No.
Done!
Alright, I'll take it.
It's metal.
Should we say 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I need to pay for your window though.
Oh, it's fixed.
It's fixed. Fantastic. Do you know, I had a feeling this house might do that.
It's alive.
In which case, I'm really sorry I shot it in the eye.
It's quite blind, it's okay.
But it is now.
Can hear really well though, so you shouldn't repeat that.
I'm really sorry.
Get out!
Okay.
I've just seen a clock.
I don't...
You mentalist! Hang on, is that 6 o'clock in the morning? Was the sun out when I went outside? Or was that a lamp?
There's a lamp.
Really big lamp.
It was 6 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it's about 5:30. I think our clock is a little fast.
On this dimension.
Alright. I'm going to take the metal shaped upgrade, and it's only the outers, isn't it? It's quite light, I assume.
Yes.
Relatively. Depends how much steel sheeting weighs, but yeah, I'm going to carry that out with me. Thank you, you're a superhero. I really appreciate your
I
help.
have a hand cart.
Can I borrow it? I'll bring it back later. Thanks!
I won't remember.
No, but I will.
Honor system.
I'm very honourable.
Who are you?
My name is Oriana.
Okay.
That nobody's gonna get surprised if it starts asking for an Oriana.
It won't remember. I take my cart outside with my dog and go back to the safe place and sort of haul this thing downstairs. And then...
While this is happening,
You were asleep
because
anyway.
this does take you about 20 minutes, half an hour. The rest of you? As you wake, is there anything in particular you want to do apart
I
from
wake up incredibly confused and I'm hugging a pillow. With my snuggle buddy.
I feel like
I walk out into the whatever the open living area, in my nightgown, holding the pillow, where's Dice? Dice is gone.
Can I click this in here if I put these two
Ace
things
is
together?
going to be in the room, just very angrily repairing any pieces of their armor that might not need repair, but they're just going to be banging
Okay.
and stuff.
polishing
It's
the
just
room?
going to be
Yeah.
banging in the bedroom.
Is Dice back in the work area, in the workplace, but downstairs, safe place?
Absolutely, yes. But I'm
Okay.
sitting there with the shell of a dog and I'm putting cogs in it and muttering to myself, and I do not hear you.
I walk out. Are you sat on the floor?
Yeah.
I walk out and put the pillow on your back and then just lean on the pillow.
Oh.
And just hug around your arm. You left.
If I put this in here and maybe this over here. Hi. If I do this and this and this, and if I put this bit of cord in here and this bit of elastic here, what is elastic? This is stretchy. Okay, this can work out.
I'm gonna go see if Malcolm's up.
Who? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Get up and wander into Malcolm's room. I don't even knock. Just walk in.
It's locked.
Damn it! Fine, I'll go get dressed.
wow. This is the roleplay has really blurred into reality here.
I don't go looking for random people in the mornings.
No, but you do get grumpy when you have to get up and get dressed.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Life
Yes,
mirrors.
it's a very busy day.
So you come back and start working.
Mm.
Okay. It's just a spell.
I know.
And as you begin to work and begin to work out how everything fits together, words come to you. You've never heard them before, but they just seem to resonate with the metal, and it
The
begins
words
to
are-
kind of
Hey boy.
begins to fold in on itself and begins to join in ways that you didn't think could work, but now make absolute perfect sense to you. And in no time at all, before your eyes, this pile of metal and cogs, cannibalized from your old minor inventions, is suddenly a dog.
Arf.
I shall name you Cedric.
And as you speak its name, it turns to you, pokes a metal tongue out, a metal tongue you can't actually remember putting in there, and just starts to,
I give it a massive hug.
and it licks the side of your face. And
What?
it's cold.
The ever living.
It's cold. The metal.
Ariana, meet Cedric. I made a thing.
I've got honey in my hands. Like, don't go near that.
Oh no, he is adorable. Like properly, like rolling on his back and sticking his eggs
It's
in the
still
air.
a giant dog,
Please tell me you
and
made a
I
robot
have a
corgi.
tiny badger.
It's a great game. Logical dog.
I have a child badger, but I'm not letting it go near the dog.
God damn it, Millicent, you've made us the Scooby Gang.
What is it, Scoops? Do you hear something?
Oh.
I'm not doing Scooby.
No, it's
I'm
okay. You
not-
don't.
Hi.
He doesn't talk. It's a stealth defender. It doesn't. It does. Yeah, it does. It doesn't talk.
Yeah, I'm just
I
holding.
deliberately made it
honey.
dog-sized.
Like, what?
But it's medium creature, so this one is as big as.
And
Was
it's also
not
paying.
enough?
It's also paying no attention whatsoever to the badger. Not even looking at it.
Okay.
I put the squirrel on its head to show you that this is fine.
Okay.
See? Everything is okay.
It does now it's been touched. You can see like its metal kind of eyes just kind of. And it looks above its head, and then its eyes just go back out and start scanning the room again.
I put honey in his papoose, so I'm wearing him again. I think I need to stop neglecting my child.
It's scanning the room to determine who is the goodest boy, and then it sees a mirror and it's like, there's the good boy.
Greg really likes dogs.
We all like dogs. Dogs are the best.
Yeah,
You
but
like dogs.
So let me get this straight. I have got honey, you have now got Nut and Cedric.
Cedric! I made him!
Sepsis has a danger noodle.
Cespis.
Sepsis has a danger noodle. I'm just throwing out there, I can't talk today. Sepsis has a danger noodle. And Ace still doesn't have a pet. I'm starting to think we're going to have to get Ace a pet.
It'll happen. As an aside, and a little bit out of character, the Steel
You're
Defender
crazy.
spell didn't make any sense to me. Because.
Aww.
Thank you!
Thank you, Shane.
You're our only subscriber!
Aww.
Subscribe! Oh, cool.
Thank you, Shane.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Yeah.
There's a happy
Anyway, sorry.
noise.
Yes, back to the.
He's got a one by his name now.
Okay. The
He's the number one good boy.
he's the first rider,
Yeah.
and he will stay that way forever.
Mm-hmm.
The Steel Defender spell didn't make any sense to me as a character because it appears.
Mm.
And that's stupid. How can you be an artificer and just have something appear out of nothing?
Yeah.
So I wanted to play out. So that's what I've been doing.
Magic.
No, but the point is the artificer puts magic into things. It doesn't just create.
Yeah, the
things from
artificer
scratch.
does make stuff. Like, it does make
That's
sense.
the whole point of the design.
I think the reason they've made it, like, just appear is that the rules for making magical items that are, like, in the game are a nightmare. No, like, hey, you want to make anything magical in this game about magic and fantasy and wish fulfillment? No!
Takes 6 months.
It takes 8 years and 1 million gold, and you have to give up your arms.
There you go.
Fucking.
There you go.
Let me make magic shit, Wizards of the Coast.
Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for
No, you're
publishing these games. And
No, thank them, they're garbage.
I'm still complimenting.
Every stream. Every
Yes,
stream.
good.
Every
Sorry,
stream.
Peter.
Who's D&D Beyond last time?
You pick a new person.
He
to
looked
pick on
at
every
he looked
time.
at me so disapprovingly that I nearly died.
He gave you the dad eyes.
So, as you are all taking in this new shiny boy,
Good boy.
the shiny good boy,
Such a good boy. He's beautiful.
Melkor's door opens, and
Oh, you were
as
in
do the door like, opposite in the far corner where you know the more grown-up kids would, and they start to unlock all the other doors of the children. Melkor wanders over.
I have engine oil on my face. It smears.
What's that?
Cedric. Cedric, sit.
And he kind of pats Cedric.
Cedric immediately leans on him. You know how massive dogs do tend to do.
But it's kind of clang, 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 clang. I like him.
Thank you. He just came to me.
Can you make more?
I don't think so at the moment. I think it is a skill I can make once. I think it's powered by my magic directly, so
Can you give them away?
I don't think so. Because if I do, the magic will go. It's like when I make 3 of these items, if I make it a 4th one, the first one turns off. Because I don't have enough power to spread across more.
Okay. It seems to me you all may have issues from here on out.
Don't look at me like that.
No, this is a sign of your, I suppose, your powers growing. I don't know about the rest of your friends, but
Sepsis actually has always been pretty powerful. Although he's a bit of a dick, he's very powerful.
At that moment, you hear, "Ah!" and then the sound of an eldritch blast hitting the inside of Sepsis' door.
A bit paranoid.
I think that would destroy the door.
yeah. Roll for damage. I'll let you hit the door, screw it.
Yeah.
Roll for damage.
3.
3, okay. There is a heavy impact on
It was a nighttime emission, you know. Like that's. You know,
Wow.
these kinds of things can happen to teenagers. We're choosing to play a game where we're all teenagers. Nighttime emissions are a fact of life.
There is a heavy.
Sperm, not eldritch energy.
There is a heavy impact on the door.
Maybe for you.
And the door does shift. And it looks if the impact could have been slightly harder, the door would have come off its hinges. But right now,
Do that on purpose.
I have never I'm going to say this.
I genuinely didn't intend
You
that
just
to be
threw
wrong.
that back.
Maybe.
Without even thought.
I genuinely didn't intend that to be
But I don't have a penis! Although I would be curious. Moving on.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I've derailed the conversation.
You told me I emitted sperm!
there was a heavy impact on the door. And for the blink of an eye,
The deep impact.
green energy shone around the door for it.
Oh no, never get
And
it.
then it was gone.
In the eye.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of burst out of my room and be like, what was that?
I think Sepsis might have had a bit of a
Nice silent reaction.
surprise awakening.
Well,
Okay, I'm gonna
You've always
walk
had
up
to
to
enjoy that.
Sepsis' door and give it a good knock.
Bang on the door.
Sepsis!
For the uninitiated amongst you, that is the bed being dragged away from the door.
well,
Says the door opens a crack. Yes.
What was that?
What was what?
The green and the loud.
Sepsis' door closes momentarily. Sepsis looks at the green, the green glowing residue of the eldritch energy on the back of the door. Opens the door. I didn't hear anything.
So, Ace is just gonna like storm off. go towards like Malcor and them.
Very well. As I was saying before,
that?
whatever that was, that obviously lends itself to this. You seem to be all growing in strength, growing in power. I know in Nidum you were always told not to hide your lights under a bushel, but in the outside world you really should.
Sepsis opens the door. Hey guys, I can do something new! And
Is it the green thing? Because we saw.
then a bolt of green energy goes flashing past your face and hits like a skillet over a fire. BOOM!
I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't know much.
Did you just shoot another eldritch blast? Where?
At a skillet.
At a skillet.
Roll for attack. Still gonna roll to hit.
Oh god, which one of us are you gonna hit?
How much AC does a skillet have?
I'm guessing
No,
it's made metal.
It's solid iron.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I know,
guess
but
its
like-
AC was pretty high.
But its dex is pretty low, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's got no dodgeability.
Speaks of dead.
Oh, it's 10.
10. 10 hits.
Sweet.
Roll for damage.
Against the skillet.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Oh no.
7 damage against the skeleton.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume it's a cast iron skillet.
I just
It's got to be heftier than
I didn't pay much attention to
No,
different
as the green energy hits it,
That's
it's hanging.
outrage.
It's hanging on like a peg on the wall, and as the green energy hits it, it explodes, and the cast iron part of the skillet flies off one way. Its wooden handle disintegrates and flies off in another direction, and there is now a dark scorch mark on the wall behind it. And Melkor just kind of looks at you. He's like, This is a safe place. I believe I've been over that before.
I don't know why I'm putting my hand up there.
I'm not following. And then Sepsis notices the dog and goes, "Ah!"
I made myself a new friend. This is Cedric.
Okay. And
Ace,
Ariana
this is
no
Cedric.
pet Cedric.
Recognise an eldritch
Cedric
blast as
again.
being a
Pizza.
warlock thing.
I like Cedric. I made
Um,
like me.
you can roll an Arcana check.
That is a hellhound. You've made a
That is
hellhound.
a nat 20.
No, silly.
Yes, you
This
know
is it.
That-
Is a defender.
that kind of
He
spell
will help you.
is one that
Does it
you
defend
cannot
hell?
and one that most wizards are jealous of, and also they cannot learn.
It requires a patron.
Eldritch Blast and Bestest cantrip.
Which you know that it's a
You know that
it
it's
requires a patron and that
You-
Sepsis has probably made a deal with somebody.
you know that it's a trait of a warlock, but there are other ways to gain it. You're not quite certain. Doesn't have to have been a deal with the devil, but it's the easiest way.
Sepsis looks you straight in the eye and says, "I took the magic initiate feat." We're not breaking the fourth
Sips.
wall.
Sips tea.
That's all Rihanna does, just picks up a drink and just stares at Sepsis slurping her drink like, yeah, you been in some shit.
So, what you're saying is that you'd quite like us to go away because by this point we are now annoying.
No, I'm not asking you to leave. I'm just saying that in the outside world out there, showing off your power is the easiest route to getting noticed by people you do not want
I would
to
like the
notice.
nightmare dog to leave.
He's Ariana's.
What?
The dog belongs to Ariana. If we're ever
Ah.
out anywhere,
Yes.
it belongs to you.
Alright, but is it going to listen to me?
Yes,
Alright.
except in battle.
As
And then
long
it
as you
will
tell
listen
it
to me.
to devour the enemies of hell.
No, it is perfectly friendly. Really,
That
I
is-
designed him that way.
That is a hellhound.
It is bigger than you.
Its eyes are glowing.
It's as tall as a person.
It's a nightmare.
Its eyes are glowing green. It's not like it's aggressive. They
I'm
change
still
to red
very
every
happy.
time.
I'm sorry, but I just fired a
It's
green
just
thing and everyone
being
acted
quite
like I
inwardly
fucking
happy
murdered.
about how unnerved Sepsis is.
That
He's good for
Okay.
carrying things.
I regret giving Keeper the rubber toy.
So your plans for the day?
Plans for the day, we are going to see the sheriff with everything, I guess, and then as soon as we get our adventurers papers, or Oriana and Sepsis get their adventuring papers, we will leave.
Well, you will also
Yes, you.
become
Sorry.
licensed.
To kill? Sorry.
we've already been doing that.
No, I mean you will become licensed adventurers, slaves.
It's better than nothing, eh?
If, as you are going to the sheriff, bear with me, I'll be 2 seconds. And he goes back into his room. You can hear some, he doesn't close the door, but you can't see him. You can hear some like ruffling about in what appears to be a box. And you know there's a chest at the end of his bed that's normally kept
We'll
locked.
just say it's good. It's fine.
And he comes back and there are 2 small pendants that can be easily fixed onto a collar. And there is also then a what looks like a seal for stamping in wax or ink, and he hands those to you, Oriana. That is my mark if you wish my patronage in sponsorship. If you are going to become accredited adventurers today, then you can always use my patronage.
I'm incredibly grateful of that.
A little bit more information on becoming accredited adventurers, though. It's depending on who you take as your patron, depends on what kind of missions you can undertake.
Okay.
So what kind of missions would we get with you as our patron?
I am a merchant, but my stamp will unlock other more shadowy ventures.
Okay.
Unless you prove yourselves to the person offering the mission, there are some highbrow missions that you may be unable to take part in.
Okay, I'm sure we can deal with that.
I'm not.
Most of the missions are, you'll always find payment in way of a quest with mine, but the pay may not be large.
We're used to not having payment, or any gold for that matter, and
I
finding
get-
other ways to trade other things.
Gold is a new concept to us.
Also, I gave most of the money I did have to an. Oh, would one of your children do me a favour?
It depends what it is.
It's very simple. It's just to take this handcart back to the Mad Gnome.
Oh, yes, of course.
Thank you. Here is a silver as a tip for the children. This is how little money worries me.
You might need to start worrying a bit more.
I have some.
If you are planning on leaving the country or getting across the country at the very least, money is going to be something that you need a great deal of.
Yes, but
Especially if you wish to leave the continent. Travel papers of that nature are expensive. Or
Especially since Brexit.
no politics. Or the bribe that you may need to get on without papers.
okay. I mean, that will come later. Still, here is the silver for the child to return to the handcart, because I said I would do it myself and it is a favour.
Of course.
I wasn't clearing my throat for attention.
I guess we're heading to the sheriff's office then.
Let's go and have a chat and we can come back to Milka later and let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Very well. Good luck.
Thank you. We will need it, I think.
Please sit and have breakfast. The sheriff's office, I believe, does not open until a more usual time than this.
What time is it, Ariana?
It's about 7.
It's just on 7.
So another couple of hours, perhaps. All right.
Is that horrifying beast coming to the sheriff's with us?
The horrifying beast will travel with us always from now on.
Oh. Hooray.
He is designed to protect you.
I'm sat
And
feeding.
he just kind of looks at Sapphire.
I'm
Proper.
sat
As his
feeding
door
fruit to
closes.
Honey in the papoose.
Are you hiding behind your door?
With a bed in front of it, apparently.
Oh, I thought that was the noise the
I
dog
bet.
made when he turned. I was like, I made him better than that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like Sepsis could ride it.
I mean, they probably
Only one
could.
fellow is big enough to ride.
Whose orcs makes beautiful lovers?
It's a new friend, but they have a fantastic pre-built thing that tells you why orcs make beautiful lovers, and it made me laugh. I think that's what the comment means.
Yeah.
So, I think... There you go. I think perhaps I am going to put him through his paces and have a little play in the corner with my dog.
Do you actively want to put him through his paces?
Well, there's not really anywhere to do that here, is there? I don't want to hurt a child or take down a door. That's
There are
his
very
job.
many children, and a lot of them do come over and can we pet him?
He immediately rolls onto his back and sticks all 4 feet in the air.
Okay. And they do all congregate and pet the dog. Breakfast completely forgotten until the older children then come and tell them, you must eat, come on. Leave the dog alone. You know what they're like with animals, they'll probably leave it here at some point. Leave the dog alone, come on.
Not this one, I
I've been
think.
leaving you here too much, haven't I?
And as they
You
walk
come
off,
to the sheriff's office, I want to see the look on the sheriff's face when he sees a badger.
as they walk off, I want
Yeah.
Cedric to stand up and go. As the children walk away.
Ace is gonna finish up their breakfast and come over to inspect Cedric. Because the metalwork is great on this.
Cedric is incredibly well put together. By your
Thank you.
smithy eye,
Yeah.
Cedric is incredibly well put together.
Yeah. Very interested in all like the curves and.
Do you want to see the inside?
Is Cedric okay with that?
Yes, of course. And I take down the panel and I show all the cogs and the clockwork ticking and moving inside.
I show great interest.
Mushroom, mushroom.
Sometimes I
It's a
think
snake,
when
a
you're
snake.
being Oriana, you just say whatever I would say.
Yeah. Just channel you.
And you eventually get to the end of breakfast. It is around about 8 o'clock.
So, is it a reasonable time for the sheriff, do we think?
I think we'll start making
I'm actually going to do some stuff, but
What did you want to do?
I want to fuck around.
In your bedroom, with a chair across the door. A bed.
Fuck around with poisons.
Okay.
I don't think
I-
anyone should fuck around with poison.
I'm going to try and
Fuck around.
do the thing that I investigated the previous night with the horrible, nasty shadow slime
Okay.
vial. So I'm gonna mix it with the suspension putty to try and make an ingestible poison.
Okay.
Um,
what not to do from your abject failure the night before.
Alright.
You make a roll with advantage.
Sweet.
Again, I say, roll the dice. Feel the fear in your eyes.
What am I rolling? Nature?
I know nobody
Mhm.
likes this
Oh, no.
dice, but the
It's,
song is very
um,
thematic, no?
It's alchemy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the same thing because it's intelligence.
You
And
should become a bard.
my,
I don't think I can sing well about no one wants this. None of us want this.
19.
19.
The only time I sing with you is when we are drunk.
Using a small amount, as you were the night before, so as not to waste it, you do see that the putty eventually solidifies. It is a small pill about the size of a humanoid fingernail. And it is solid, if a slightly chalky texture now.
Yeah.
And as you kind of rub the chalk between your fingers, you can feel a very small burn. But it's very, very minor, and then it dissipates.
It just burns when you peace, here, Mary.
But you have a pill.
Are you going to tell me what it does, or do I have to give it to someone to find out?
No, I'll tell you what it does.
You can also just send it to me at some point.
I will.
What's that noise?
Because it's not a very good use of our time to. You just fucking followed the chat, didn't you? Wait, that's illegal.
You did a crime.
What?
No, you violated the
He
law.
just followed on Greg's phone. So he follows the chat.
So, if anyone would like a wife, we're going to be auctioning her off.
51 followers, white auction.
Yeah, this is our first 50 followers giveaway. I'm giving away my wife because she's garbage and I don't want her anymore. She swore to cherish me in front of all of our friends and family.
I was there. She covered us with
And
it.
she fucking lied. She fucking lied.
I can't remember much of
Well,
it.
so
I was
you
crying.
can actually say Greg.
Hang on.
So.
She did say Greg. She
I
just
said
didn't
Greg
follow.
Lee.
Yeah, she didn't follow it with a re.
Yeah.
So one wife, free to a good home.
Left it just there.
Free to
On the
a
right page.
free to a good home. Free to an average home. Free to a really bad home. I honestly just like
Free to a home.
and get her out of my house. Just
She's in our house.
yeah, but she lives in my house.
We'll keep her. We love
She
Charlie.
stays in your
You left it open.
Yeah, I leave a lot of things open around you because I trust you, because you're supposed to be.
50.
No, I said.
But
I
anyway.
I said I would be the 50th follower.
But anyway,
I already have points.
Oh my god.
do you proceed to leave?
What?
Yeah,
we've got
I
to
proceed to leave this D&D group. I've been betrayed. Oh, looking a sad face.
So, just
Yeah, we probably if we set off now. We'll probably get over there just enough time.
Not really, Shane.
you have 5 minutes.
Yes, I want to come to Canada.
Yeah, take my wife. No, really, take my wife.
Anyway,
And you all
psychopaths.
make your way up.
Mhm.
Are
If
you
we-
going?
If we
Yeah.
take- If we take a nice stroll, we should get over there by about 9.
Okay,
Let's go.
Sepsis, we are going.
I'm gonna walk over and boot the door.
Oh my god, I want to see if it throws Sepsis back.
No, he's
Why would-
pulling the bed away from him.
Yeah.
She went to kick the door.
I know.
Yeah.
He's pulling the bed away
What are you
from
gonna do?
him.
You're gonna
Does
hit a
it-
door. You're gonna
does
hit
it
a bed
open
with a door.
outwards
It's
or
not gonna
inwards?
fling the door backwards.
It's also locked from the inside.
Yeah.
I say,
Well,
because
you can
most
do
doors
that.
open inwards into things for safety reasons.
I told you at the beginning it was locked. You were the one who decided you wanted to put a bed against it as well.
Safety.
In fact, what I do is I walk over, and when the door is opened, I just demonstrate the latch on the inside of the door. Go, you see this?
How most people function with doors. I just kicked the dog. I'm sorry, baby. Okay, let's go, for God's sake. Sepsis, come on. Cedric, come on, baby. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on, Cedric.
I thought you were calling sepsis for.
Yeah, that's what I was for a brief second.
And Cedric just kind of looks quizzically at
Come
you.
on.
Sepsis looks up at Ace like Baby Yoda, and is like, "Please stay between me and the dog."
I'll try.
Come on, honey, let's take you to see the city.
Ace is in a visibly foul mood.
Just with Sepsis or with everyone?
Just in a bad mood, but is being fairly short with sepsis.
Okay.
I give Ace a cuddle.
Sepsis
Come
is
on.
fairly short.
Ace, we're going to take Honey out to see the city.
Okay.
I'm pointing at the badger.
You're gonna take Honey out
I'm-
to see the city.
I'm just gonna maintain eye contact because I don't
With the badger?
know.
Yes, maintain eye contact with the badger.
The
Honey
papoose
will be
doesn't.
offended.
The papoose doesn't cover it all, Oriana.
I put nuts on your head.
That's the
Nuts.
fun of the papoose. You looking at my tits or the badger?
Ace, you have not got your collar on.
Okay, I quickly.
We
Pop
clip
in.
ourselves together.
We're off to see the sheriff. The wonderful
So you make
sheriff,
your way
whoever this
upstairs,
is.
and in this tavern, you're not quite certain what the opening hours are, but it is now around about 8 o'clock in the morning, and the tavern is full of people.
It's Weatherspoons.
And as you make your way
They
through,
don't serve beer until 9.
everyone want to roll a perception check?
Yes, please.
No.
Sepsis literally does not give a shit. 8.
70. No? 60.
What's your passive?
My passive, better. 12.
Passive? Around
10.
10. Oriana and Dice pick up the faint murmurings of excitement about the events of the previous evening. Ace, however, picks up quite a few people and can hear almost
Bless you. Sorry.
exactly what they're saying. And there is a dragonborn talking to a heavily cloaked figure, and you can basically just hear in common.
I believe it may have been
Called love.
the rat folk.
And the hooded figure turns around and goes,
No, it was the lizard folk from the north.
and then suddenly like a a pale, sickly-looking dwarf comes over and goes,
I heard it was the sheriff himself who decided he didn't want any upstarts trying to become sheriff, so he killed a load of his own men. Good riddance.
and just kind of walks back over to his own drink, and the Dragonborn and the cloaked figure look at each other and just shake their heads. It's
All bastard bastards.
absurd. And you continue on your way.
Okay.
I would like to go to the sheriff's office.
You eventually get outside. It is bustling. It would seem that there is more traffic this morning in the streets outside than is normal, but not as you think back on the previous evening, especially you, and realise that one of the main thoroughfares from the docks has now collapsed into the sewer. You can imagine why there's more traffic coming this way than normal.
Cedric, be very careful not to step on anyone.
Straight to the sheriff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way through the town. It's a lot harder this morning to get through town. A, because of the increased traffic, but B, everyone seems to be out a lot earlier, and they're not passing quickly by shops on their way to errands to get what they need and then leaving. Everyone seems to be stopping and chatting,
Everyone's having a gossip.
swapping rumours.
Is it Saturday?
As you move past again, you hear tell of chained dragons from the north coming and rallying their subterranean kin. Apparently kobolds have moved in to the sewers of Tower.
As we hear that, I turn to Ariana and go, frankly, kobolds would have been a lot simpler.
You do see an increased guard presence. Not an increasing number of guards, but the guards seem to be slightly shinier. They've cleaned their armour today, and they're out in larger groups than just the random 2s and 3s that you normally saw. They're about 6 or 7 strong now as they patrol quickly through the town instead of ambling as they once did. So it takes you a while. It takes you a good hour to make your way through the town. You are checked at each guard post a lot more strictly.
Does the dog get any weird looks?
The dog doesn't really get any weird looks. It gets some looks, but it doesn't get any weird ones.
I would look at it weirdly, I'm just saying. Okay.
You are, as you're wondering about your dog and searching around and looking, I want you to make a perception check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. The only weird look you see is the dwarven merchant that you met previously, and he just kind of looks at the dog and then looks at his Ken Golem and just kind of kicks the Ken Golem. Fucking wood. And then you just carry on.
And make sure the dog is following Ariana, not me.
Okay.
Just so we know.
You make your way past the guard posts and eventually get to the sheriff's office. And this, again, is a lot busier. There are a lot more guards coming to and fro with reports. They just seem very hurried and anxious.
Somehow I don't think we're going to get seen straight away. Or maybe we will. Who knows?
Yes, my lady.
Oh God, don't call me that.
I'm sorry. Mom.
There's no queue to get inside, but as you move up the steps into the sheriff's office, you do discover that inside the lobby is a lot busier than it was before. There's about 30 people in here petitioning to be heard by the sheriff. There are varies from well-dressed merchants to very few sailors, many different races, very few humans.
I stay very quiet and follow Ariana.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my head down.
I'm guessing there's a desk to walk up to.
There is a desk to walk up to, and there's about 10 people standing in between you and the desk. However, the desk sergeant is a familiar figure to you.
Is it Caleb?
It is good.
Very good.
I've got it written down. Thanks to Frank.
Thanks to me.
I copied his notes.
Smart.
I sort of lean out from the queue and try to catch his attention and just wave.
Okay.
I don't want to just walk up straight past the people.
He does not see you.
He is not an observant
at
boy.
all. He doesn't even see the people standing in front of him.
You rolled the natural one, huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
His passive isn't great.
Sepsis is looking around trying to work out if they can figure out where, if there's somewhere in this sort of region where dead guards might be taken. Like, is this like a police precinct and there's a morgue? Is my question. Are we in NCIS?
That'd be naval.
NCIS.
NCIS is the naval crime scene.
Whatever. Fine. You're
Roll me
CSI.
a-
What?
Roll me a perception check. Or investigation. Sorry.
Investigation would be very preferable to
I would give Honey orders and for him to follow them and understand it.
17.
Sort of. It's not like a familiar situation.
Yeah.
If you wanted it to do specific things, like complicated things, then that would take an animal handling roll. But go here, sit, kind of,
Yeah.
that's a normal.
Wait, Honey or Cedric?
Honey.
I was going to say Cedric will listen.
I'm gonna take Honey out of the papoose and just put him down on the floor. Could you just run up to the till? To the desk. See if you can get their attention.
And did you roll?
17.
70. You know your basic Elvish letters, and as long as the words are very simple form, it doesn't take another understanding roll for you to discern their meaning, and you can see signs like you would in any kind of government establishment in the real world, with arrows pointing off in certain directions, and you do see what is effectively what looks like it is a complicated word because there's not something for it in common, but you could suppose that it would be mortuary.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah, so I can take Honey out of the papoose and put him on the floor and sort of point towards the desk and go, just run that way.
Badger kind of looks up at you, looks slightly confused, but darts straight forward in between all the legs of the people, and their shouts and the cacophony of their voices trying to shout to be heard by the sheriff turn into squeals and shouts of surprise as they all kind of part as this badger kind of goes between their legs, and Kaelin kind of looks up over the desk at the badger, then kind of looks up, and now clocks you just standing there in all your glory.
I'm guessing that you're the tallest one there as well.
I am,
so.
yeah. I run up and go to Honey and go, naughty Honey, you're supposed to stay in the papoose. And pick him up and put him back in. Sorry about that. He gets excited sometimes.
Oh no, that's quite all right. I'm actually expecting you and your party.
Yes, to see the sheriff.
Yes. Right. Bear with me. And he's just kind of staring at you, like trying to maintain eye contact. And every once in a while, his eyes kind of drift down, and then he kind of looks away because he knows what he's doing. But then he kind of
I guess it's that guy.
yes,
Yeah.
gets up awkwardly and moves off into the back office.
Oh, before he goes,
Mm.
because Oriana catches him looking down and goes, have you not seen a badger that one before?
Yes. That's a fine specimen of badgers. Badger. It's badger.
He's quite young.
Singular. Yes. Excuse me while I fetch the sheriff for you. It just goes. It takes a couple of minutes. Did you want to do anything with your knowledge, or?
No, thank you.
Cool. Okay. Takes a couple of minutes, but the sheriff comes back out. The Kaelin comes back out and just says, he will see you now. If you just go through that door, take your first right, and then the second left to the large office in the corner.
Thank you. Kaelin, yeah?
Yes. Yes, that's my name.
Say
And if you don't like it, I have others.
I'll be who you want me to be.
I know it's quite a common name. Thank you very much for remembering.
That's quite right, thank you. The sheriff then.
And he goes back to the now increased shouts and challenges from all of the people as they swarm the desk.
As soon as we get through that, I just whisper to Dice, that is going to be too easy.
Seems quite easy.
For sure. I think Ace could do it.
I don't think Ace would want to.
Ace looks confused.
It's like use of horns.
I reckon I could do it. Oh no, wait. I'm a human. Everyone hates me. Shall we?
You make your way through. There are a few elven, you suppose, officiaries. They're just wandering around. Administrators. Just
Fisheries?
wandering. They're more of a that would. Administrators. They're wandering around with stacks of scrolls and papers, just wandering to and fro from different rooms, and they, again, don't give you much of a passing glance, Oriana and Sepsis, as they kind of nod to you both, and they very blatantly don't even register the fact you're there.
I look at the ground and I follow behind Oriana, Sepsis, the dog, the badger.
You do eventually, following the directions, find a very well appointed large door, outside of which are two liveried guardsmen, and they are standing there at full attention. And as you approach the door, they cross halberds across the door.
Morning. I believe the sheriff is waiting to see us.
You are expected, however, those two must immediately be escorted into the room and chained against the wall. We cannot take too many precautions.
Right, yeah, of course.
Very well.
We should chain up the dog as well.
The dog's not a threat. But I guess, yes, after last night's whatever happened, then yeah.
Yes, if you could direct them to follow us.
You heard the man?
The door opens. It was, as you look inside the room, it's quite, once upon a time this room is quite opulent. There are gold leaf, just constructs and fishes everywhere. However, they're now covered in incredibly detailed drawings of parts of the city. And as you take in the knowledge, you can see that crimes have been committed in these parts of the city. They're incredibly detailed, almost moving drawings of different people, different races, with bounties drawn below them. And there are, as you two are directed by Halbert, to one corner of the room.
I thought Halbert was a person for a minute, not a pole arm.
Directed to one corner of the room, there are
Fidget
chains connected to the wall, and they take up these chains and immediately fasten them to your collars.
Do I have enough room to sit on the floor?
There's enough room to sit on the floor, but you can't move. You can't move
just
more than
sit down
10
out the
feet
way.
away from the wall.
Maybe it's a smaller quiet.
It's a large room, so about 20 feet further into the wall is a large, very utilitarian desk. There's no opulence, there's no grandeur about this desk. It is just a solid oak desk with lots of instruments and pictures and papers strewn across it, and the sheriff is standing over, just kind of staring at, as you approach, what looks like an incredibly detailed map of the city.
Ooh.
But not the city that you've seen. Roll me an intelligence check.
Oh God.
Can I see this?
No, slightly too far away from you.
I'm going to say that
Hi.
Sepsis probably has never seen a map before, and so isn't particularly interested because they don't know what this is.
You've seen map.
Mm.
You've seen map.
Many times.
Since we came.
Yeah, but probably not to read because they don't tend to care about what's going on around them.
However, your master did have very strange maps, not necessarily just plain, but he had some maps.
Fair enough.
I rolled a 5.
A 5? Okay. You can't tell. It seems like the city, but it's different, but you can't tell why it's different.
I just look down at it and go, don't see one of those that often.
no, the production of maps is quite heavily regulated. I'm sure you understand.
When he looks up, he's going to be face to face with a badger.
He has glanced up and just is completely.
Just meh.
Just he's seen weirder. It's fine. He does kind of give you the look of.
I'm fostering. The plan is to release him eventually.
I find that with most pets, they do more danger to themselves and others if you keep them for too long.
Well, he's still young. He's just
Especially
about.
with the freedom you give him, I find it much more effective to always have them chained exactly where you can see them. And his glance slides across the back wall, not really focusing on either one of you, but
And do you
I
have,
mean, he's usually better. I just need to tighten the papoose.
do you keep pets, Sheriff?
yeah,
Of the 4 or 2-legged kind.
4.
What
I
do
have a penchant for cats.
Oh,
Anyway, your reward.
yes.
And he kind of draws some papers back over the map in the middle of the room, in the middle of the table. Yes, I believe after your actions last night, as long as you can help me understand a few of the finer details, I believe your actions have helped you become accredited adventurers.
Thank you.
I have an offer for you in that regard, if you'll allow me. But first, I need a few points confirmed. In the sewers, did you have a fair enough sense of direction?
You mean finding our way around down there?
Yes, I mean you could tell if you were travelling west, east, north.
Yes. I have a compass on my wrist.
Very well. How far west would you say you travelled?
Oh no, distance.
You can give it to me in time if you wish, if you were constantly moving.
Time was a little strange because we had to stop to fight rat folk on several occasions.
It's all a little bit distorted. And also with these two, which points over the shoulder, not being able to see in the dark.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. The one quite large, suppose, oversight in having slaves that we normally send into dark places they cannot see.
But they're replaceable.
Of course. Less so now, though, because of recent events.
Sorry.
So how far west would you say you had gotten?
Can you roll intelligence check?
Actually, I want you to, whoever's got the higher deception, I'd like you to roll a deception check with advantage because you were both doing it.
Go for it.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you fought many rat folk, and for that I thank you. It will make it all the easier, as long as their numbers are already dwindling.
Yes, if only we could have stopped them from collapsing that tunnel.
Far west, eventually you'd end up near the prison, wouldn't you?
One would think there are not any proper sewers connecting the prison.
Well, no, that would be a bit careless. Connecting essentially an underground path to where you want to hold a bunch of undesirables.
Definitely an oversight, yes. Did you see the rat folk leading or guiding any children down there?
Children.
Human children.
Oh, not that I'm aware of, no. Why would there be human children in the sewers?
It is no matter. Suffice to say, nothing will ever escape the same way they did ever again. The explosion that collapsed the street.
Yes.
How close were you to it?
A few sewers over, we heard it.
It's hard to say.
Another deception check?
Advantage again?
Ah,
Yeah, 19.
19 on the dice or 19 total?
19 total.
Is that nat 20?
No, it's a 19.
Ah.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's a 1.
Oh, you showed me a 19.
That should be I think I tilted the dice.
Okay. If you tilt a dice, they're not
Okay.
very big. You tilt it, it's a different number.
That is how they work. They've got different numbers on all their sides.
Some more than 10.
Many of them more than 10.
About half. Just under half.
It
And
didn't feel like it.
after the explosion, did you make your way closer or further away?
Towards the docks, whether that was... I'm still not entirely... what's the word?
Certain? I'm not there.
Well, we are
Literally
there,
forgotten
we're
the
just-
word.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
What,
I don't know the streets that well.
what are you trying to establish? Maybe if you were more direct, it would be more helpful.
There was one survivor. They could not see who... They were hunting ratfolk. We have discovered the means in which they can collapse certain aspects of the sewer to their advantage if they wish. And they are, I suppose you'd call them hidden levers in grates. However, the survivor confirmed that there was a glowing spectral hand that pulled this lever.
The rat folk can
Um,
utilize magics.
Not to my knowledge.
Maybe
There are a few.
a mage hand.
Yes, there are a few, but not many we've heard of with that level of skill.
When we first encountered the rat folk, we encountered a group that were attempting some form of crude summoning. They do possess perhaps some low intelligence that allows them to grasp simple magics.
And perhaps my plans should be changed. Very well. That is all the questioning I have. Your property of nods towards the corner.
Yes.
They spent some time in the subterranean human section of the prison.
Yes.
Might they be able to tell me more about these children, their names?
I mean, as you know, humans are of limited intelligence. I don't know that they would remember.
I'm not even sure if they were in a cell with children. I didn't really ask them.
You might get more sense out of the rat folk.
Like the rat folk, I find humans to have a low intelligence but a cunning one. It was not always so. There, once upon a time, before the Great Sundering, there apparently were many human heroes, though I have not seen much evidence of that.
Sounds blasphemous.
No, it's in the history book.
Far-fetched, but...
Yes, I
However, of course, it is the fault of these heroic, super intelligent, apparently humans, that the Sundering even occurred itself.
Perhaps they were taught by better races. These heroes. Perhaps they were just, a higher form of slave.
Yes, they did much with the guidance of my elders.
How is your deception?
Unfortunately, they
+1.
threw that guidance back in their faces.
I questioned this one, pointed dice, about their timing.
Stare and focused into the corner of the room like this.
About their
didn't.
about their time in the jail a little, but they were only semi-coherent. I fear that this particular human may be below even their average.
But perhaps.
You're just looking kind of frazzled off in the distance.
No, this is the face I'm pulling.
Okay. I'll make you roll another deception check, but you can have advantage because she's helping. It doesn't look like he's looking at her.
25.
Very well.
I reach up and do this.
I suppose.
I will maintain that.
2 seconds. I turn to Ace. Ace,
Yes.
when you were being kept.
How quaint you named them.
Oh, it's easier. You know, if you had too many cats, you name them. Were there any
Yes,
children being kept in with you?
I don't remember much, madam. I tried to keep it to myself as you had asked us.
As I say, stupid.
But they do as they're told.
Very well. Then, I have some paperwork to present you. And a proposition.
Yes?
Cedric does the same thing.
Me and Cedric are in sync.
You are, or
You were also using
you've
that
proven
thing.
yourself somewhat useful. Though I fear I will not have you re-enter the sewers.
My Lord Sheriff is too kind.
I suppose. I will not have you re-enter the sewers because the scope of my plan is to clear the sewers of the rat folk. Does not include any variables such as yourself.
But the delightful aromas have become such a nostalgic pleasure for us.
Yes, quite. I cannot wait until they repair that road.
It would make traffic easier.
I would be loath if I did not ask. Do you have a patron to add a mark to these papers?
Yes, actually. Markle.
Has offered.
The innkeep.
Yes.
He has offered us his patronage, as humble as he is.
Well, I suppose, yes, he is a member of the Merchants Guild, and as such he can be a patron, as the rules dictate. However, his means, I mean, his symbol would come under such scrutiny in other towns, cities. He's not well known. However, my signature bottom confirming the validity of these documents would be enough, I suppose, to convince most sheriffs of their realness.
I'm sure that my Lord Sheriff is widely respected.
Which was why I was about to offer myself as a patron.
Oh,
And
that's incredibly generous of you.
we are unworthy of this great generosity.
No, you've done good work. Good work deserves its reward.
Ariana, I would like to accept this. What do you think?
Perhaps accept one each. Would that be?
Ariana is personally fond of Melkor, my Lord Sheriff.
Yes. I've heard he
That
is.
would be one way of putting it.
I've heard he is rather a ladies' man, but
She's a soft-hearted.
It's more the time a man's lady, but
She's a soft-hearted sort, and she forms bonds of friendship
There's
rapidly.
laughter in my head.
But I am.
what would you call it? Friendship. Okay.
I believe that I could be of assistance and service to you, my lord.
if you were to agree, all that would take is a vial of your blood.
Mm. My blood, you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I am to give you my patronage, then I must always know where my charges are.
I see.
We have mages here who can do so.
Yes.
It is the same thing we do with repeat offenders, just so we know where they are if a crime of their nature ever turns up. We can find them quickly. It's painless. You may draw the blood yourself if you wish.
Oh yes, of course. I do you have a vial?
Yes, if you wish to do this now.
Well, no time like the present.
Very well. And he goes into one of the desk drawers and he pulls out one for you too.
I
You wanted to be Melkor. You wanted Melkor.
Perhaps you would prefer some time to think on this in private.
Yes.
I need no such thing, but
I have an order to give. I shall return in a few minutes.
Yes, thank you.
Please make yourselves comfortable.
I'll,
You do not need to use the floor. And just he kind of walks out the door.
I continue to do this.
The door's closed.
I don't want that man knowing where I am at all times.
Sepsis, I don't think they should know where you are.
Shut up. Okay, just in case they hear your voice through the door.
I don't know if they're watching us.
He's a sheriff. I might get up to some sordid things.
well, I mean, he didn't object when you suggested each of us taking. You didn't object. He didn't object when you suggested each of us taking
A patron.
a different patron. I could.
It does make things difficult if you're traced to being somewhere with us.
Melkor seems to be a perfectly decent man, but his power is limited. His influence is not of any great import. He said so himself.
I get a piece of paper and very quickly write on it, like under my arm, "We are wanted." And I get Cedric to come over and I just sort of put it in his mouth in this really vague fashion, like I'm stroking the dog, and then get him to go over to Oriana and put it in her hand.
That's a good point. If they get here and they ask, "Have you seen a small bag of cloth?"
The
It'd make it too easy to find. But you've already agreed. It'd seem weird now if you backed out.
we may be able to.
I suppose you carry the vial of blood for somebody else.
We may be able to use confusion to our advantage if we appear to be in two different places.
What colour's snake blood?
I was just thinking that what colours humanity blood.
No. Snake blood.
Yeah, it's red.
I was thinking the same thing.
Right? It's red, right?
Yeah.
No. Does anyone know the answer to this?
Yeah,
What
no,
colour?
they do. They bleed red.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly recast Animal Friendship,
Mm-hmm.
which charms the snake.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be necessary right now by the sounds of it.
The snake has to roll a. It can roll a save, but like it's a cantrip. I can cast it at will, so I'll just keep casting it until it fails. So
It's
like,
fine. The snake trusts you. It's got no issue with you.
how foolish.
But you're very similar. As it flicks its tongue out, taste to it. You are friend. It's that you're no threat to it. So
I presume that I could. I would know. Sepsis would know that whether they can pass snake blood off as their own, and I could. There we go.
I think you were just going to take out one of the characters.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to fill the vial with.
I'm going to accept the sheriff's patronage. It seems the wisest course.
And I'll send Malcor since we don't have anything to give us money as a distraction.
Yes, seems wise.
Do you want to do it before he comes back in?
What, throw the vial? Oh yeah, definitely. I don't have to kill the snake to do that, do I?
No.
Sweet.
It's a very small vial. Think
Phylactery.
Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton.
Right, yeah.
Kind of.
I was going to go with Dragon Age, but alright.
I would definitely have killed the snake, but
Okay. The door's open.
You made me bleed my own blood.
After about 10 minutes, the door's open, and he walks back in with another robed elf with more arcane markings kind of around, like tattooed onto their face.
Do I recognise those markings?
No.
In
A
an
mark-
arcana sort of way?
You can roll an arcana check if you
Can
want.
I also roll an Arcana check?
Yeah.
I can see it, but I'm not going to react to it. Oh, for God's sake, what is wrong with this dice? Fucking 9!
13.
18.
Very good for you last week.
Different dice.
Oh, is it?
With an 18, you can tell that they are elven runes in elvish in nature. It's not so much a language as symbols of accentuation to like empower different spells. These ones would lend you to sight, scrying, farseeing, potentially divination, magic. But yeah, that's the main crux of what you're looking at.
That one says, "Tell this fool that says this says something inspirational in Chinese."
This one says beef stroganoff.
Welcome back, Sheriff.
You are done. Eager then.
Yes, well, it's not every day that a humble creature such as myself gets accepted into the service of so great a man.
Very well. Please. And he takes the vial and immediately passes it to what you assume to be wizard standing next to it. And she looks at it, closes her eyes, and there is a flash of arcane energy kind of just under the eyelids. Just under the eyelids. And
Can I make a roll to hear that?
absolutely. If anyone wants to make a roll to see if they understand.
Fuck's sake!
the English phrase.
I saw
I'm out.
it.
I'm out! That was in that
What
one.
was it? Intelligence?
Yeah.
In that case, that is an 20.
20.
3.
A 3.
Mine is.
I rolled a fucking 1.
I rolled a 2.
I rolled an 18.
17.
70.
Yeah.
You two don't understand a word. It's just gibberish.
I'm not paying
at this
attention.
point. You both kind of
hypnotised by fucking
get the word room. You might be like she's asking him out on a
Well,
date.
the actual score was 6. Just so
She
you know.
might be asking him out on a date. Maybe
I scored more than Oriana in total.
to this room. Like, are they going to meet later? The both of you hear perfectly. It shows the truth. It shows exactly where he is standing in this room.
I don't react.
Such a weird
I also don't react.
big character. Not being able to do anything.
And I'll accept Malcolm's patronage. Not to offend you, he's done quite a lot for us recently, and
Of course.
He has a love.
As I said, Oriana is sentimental.
it's more that I don't want to mix business with pleasure. Just smile at the sheriff.
Then you will need 2 versions of these papers. Can you? And sends the other elf out. I will need to have another contract drawn up to sign.
I apologise
One.
for the inconvenience.
One, and he waves at the back of the room. One name?
Yes,
I'm
the,
assuming these are your property.
the larger one belongs to me.
Yes, I've handed over Ace, as I named them.
Then 2 names per
Yeah.
license. In the future, then, if you are approached or being planning to approach elves in the city, I would leave the speaking to you. And it is to be your document you present first. Otherwise,
It makes sense.
I appreciate the advice.
I'm sure Malcor will have similar advice for you. If you could And the other elf comes back in with some paperwork. If you could tell Melkor, it's been a long time since we've spoken or had a chat about guild merchant business. I would very much like to see him here in my office
Yeah.
sometime in the next 2 days.
Yes, of course. I can let him know that.
He's obviously a very busy man.
And running a tavern, it seems.
Running a tavern, running his other
Merchant.
little businesses that I've heard tell of.
Many fingers in many pies.
Quite.
Dice actually makes that noise, but not in response to anything, just sits in the corner.
You told them to laugh at your bad joke.
I consider it to be expedient.
And Dorian just sits there laughing. Going, yeah, sure.
These are your contracts and official papers showing you as adventurers. You are now allowed within the city limits of all cities in the Elven Empire. You may need a slightly different version of this, however you can pick it up at the border once you enter, or if you ever travel to the continent. But I believe everything, and he's reading when he's speaking to you, which is why it's so paused. I believe everything here is in order. I will sign the bottom here and lend my stamp to Sepsis and his property Ace.
Yes, I actually prefer they.
They,
not his.
Gender neutral pronouns.
their property.
Correct.
Sorry. Passes you the paper.
Thank you, my lord.
And there is a very flamboyant elven kind of family seal put on there with a large V cut through.
Horrendously racist, but perfectly good at, perfectly understanding about gender pronouns. Well, that's not such a bad thing.
This is a fantasy world.
The Nazis didn't hate everyone.
They did definitely hate trans people.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
people.
They destroyed
Anyone
All
who wasn't
subversive.
anyone who wasn't white, straight.
they destroyed
Cis.
all trans research pre 1914, which
Yeah, because there was a
lot
ton
of-
being done in Germany. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm lamenting.
That's not politics. That's history.
Learn something new every day. Did not know that at all.
Yeah, there was a lot of research about
trans people
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
prior to World War II, and then in is it Kristallnacht?
Kristallnacht was the one where they killed all of the
Night of the Glass,
dissidents.
yeah.
But they basically just
During the
burned a
book
load of
burning,
books.
they burned all research to do with trans people.
Nazis, they turn out to be dicks.
Yeah.
This is a massive
Who knew?
Shocker.
Everyone.
Well, not. There are quite a lot of Americans who seem to think it's a controversial claim at the moment. So, sorry, America, we love you. Just not your Nazis.
It's okay, Shane's Canadian.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wasn't apologising to Shane, I was apologising to America.
And for yours, I take it Melkor has provided you with his seal.
He has, yes.
Passes the seal, signs your document, and this is Oriana and
Dice.
it's like the ones you play with.
Yeah, I was playing a dice game. When,
Okay.
Yeah.
Hands
Wasn't
back
that
to
how
paper,
you
hands
didn't you
back
win
to
in
document.
a dice game?
I think so. There was a lot of mead involved.
I thought that was what it was about.
I see. Do you have
I woke up and I had a human. It was.
Do you have tags for their collars? I need to provide you with one from.
I
Yeah,
have one
gotcha.
for dice.
Thank you, I shall fix this presently.
I have one for dice.
Very well. If you could have fixed them before you walk back out onto the street.
Yes.
I go over and fix one to Ace.
Okay. Ace is collar. Okay.
Yeah.
I fix dices with my back to the shop and just wink at dice.
Okay. Before you leave, I may have work for you.
Yeah?
Yes.
God, there's something I never said wanted to give myself to again.
Some of the humans that escaped last night
Yes.
did not escape by way of the dog.
Oh.
I do not believe they got far, but they escaped through the slums to the north. I was looking for someone, but cannot send any of my guards, who can track them down, if any of them still survive, because I was told that some great beasts were seen in the forest that they escaped into.
The slums would be where there are other humans.
Yeah.
How would we know who was an escapee and who was already living there?
They were.
Forest. Did you say?
They escaped into the forest, yeah.
So
So
there
there
would
would be any straddlers in the forest.
And forgive me for not understanding, my lord, but if there are these great beasts, it sounds like the problem may take care of itself.
Yes, but these beasts act very strangely, and I have been, I suppose,
By beasts.
asked by affluent members of the upper circle of the city to find their property.
I see. Is the mission to return the escaping humans, or to slay these beasts?
If you bring me back some proof of the beast being slain, I may be able to pay you more.
Do we know what this beast is?
Large, hairy teeth.
Oh, a beast.
Main description I was given.
Right.
The slaves can come back alive or dead.
Probably an
If they come back alive, they won't stay that way for long.
Yes.
If all you can bring back, I do not expect you to carry a corpse. If all you can bring back, of course, is their collar, then that will suffice.
Of course.
We can but serve.
Very well. Return successfully, and I will give you 100 gold split between you.
Yes, my lord. Obviously, your patronage is a great reward. But was there monetary recompense for our work of last night?
Oh yes, of course. I completely forgot. I'm very sorry.
Well, I don't like to do that.
You have a lot on your plate at the moment.
No, of course. My apologies.
And I'd actually forgotten.
A job well done. For your part in a multi-pronged adventure, you would each receive, well, the two of you
Yes, of course.
would receive 15 gold each.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My lord is most generous.
Very.
Well, you are taking the share of the guards who did not return, so you were.
Do they not have families that we could go to?
Whatever. What do we do that? Their families did not do anything.
Good point.
That's just a silly waste of money. Their
That's
families bred stupid idiots who didn't look out for
You're
themselves.
quite right, my
We
lord.
didn't
As
know
I
that.
said, Ariana is a soft-hearted sort.
That may
And
not
fair animals.
do you well for the adventuring life.
I'll learn. But speaking of soft-hearted sorts, your man up front, Kaelin,
Yes.
is he nice? He's told me in the past that he'd like to do research on my kind.
Ah, yes. They do tell stories around the office of Kaelin and his research.
I'm guessing it's research.
Well, I suppose the carnal habits of different races could be construed as research.
Nothing you're interested in then?
Dice still looks really vague and is staring at the wall, but now has a vein from all the things she can't say, like pulsing gently in her head.
I believe you mentioned
It's
your
like
son's
X
mother
is just
was...
turning like slowly beetroot, like up
I
further
believe you
and
mentioned
further
the your son's mother was in the continent.
Yes, but the messages she sends me every day are quite enough for me.
That's lovely.
if there was any other business, I do not expect to see you back soon.
No.
It's,
And you know where to find me. Us. You know where to find us.
Yes.
Shall we, Sepsis?
I think we must.
We've got humans to hunt.
Yes. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Guards!
Do love a bit of sport.
And the guards come back in and unchain you both from the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And good day. And he goes back to his work and uncovers the map and starts staring at it again.
We'll stand.
I stand up a bit sort of creakily.
Yeah.
And then bound to Oriana and follow her out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. We'll follow her through then. Do we just go straight outside?
Do you go straight?
Yeah, straight outside.
Okay.
Oh, I wink at Kaelin as I go past.
He drops the papers that he was holding, and the woman who just given them to him just starts screaming at him. She's quite incredibly well dressed, lots of jewellery.
Yeah.
She wants to speak to the manager.
Very, very tall.
She called Karen.
Elven woman
Sharon.
with a short blonde bob.
I think so. But one gets longer than spectacle, one gets longer than
I used to have that haircut. It looked really good on me.
I take his pen off him and quickly
You
scribble
spoke to
down
so
that
many
ask for me
managers.
at the workplace and then hand it back to him.
And he is lost in the throng of people as they approach.
Love a throng.
Let's go then.
So, as we get outside, I turn around to Oriana and go, carnal habits. You've done some research into the carnal habits of various races. Oh, wrong accent. Whoops. You've done some research into the carnal habits of various races.
And now to decide if I carry on my research with a guard or a sheriff.
I want to know what's
I
in
don't
those
think the
letters.
sheriff wanted any.
I want to know what's in those letters.
They sound.
If they are enough.
So, if
I,
we go after the humans, this is as we're walking very quietly, just to Oriana
we
and
just need to get their collars.
just the colours. Let's go kill a hairy beast. We've
Just the collars.
Yes.
Okay.
We
just
need to
making
ensure
sure
there's
this
no-
is
Oh,
okay.
only if they're all dead, of course. You know, for the benefit of anyone listening.
Were
We
they?
must kill all the humans. They're all useless anyway.
The
Did-
humans
was it-
are dead. The humans are dead.
Yes.
Ding dong, the humans are dead.
We head back to the workplace for now.
I
Why?
have business to
And
attend
then-
to.
North.
You want to go back beforehand? Because I thought it would be quicker to just go.
Well, I need to let Malcolm know that the sheriff wants to see him in the next 2 days. But I suppose we could head up. How long are we going to be north?
He said sometime. I think perhaps you're right.
I won't be long.
You go do what you need to do, and we'll meet you back at the workplace.
I'm so grateful for your permission.
I wasn't giving you permission. I'm just telling you what I want the plan. Do whatever the hell you like. Don't meet us back at the workplace if you don't want to. And Oriana just walks off.
Bye bye.
Biceps
Will you
is
need
his
assistance?
No. Thank you.
Can I?
Ace is going to follow
No.
Oriana in that
Please
too.
just keep that dog away from me.
You go on your own.
The temptation to make.
I've already
follow
walked
you
off
is-
without any of you.
We'll follow God.
You're gonna follow around.
Yes.
You gonna do anything on the way back to the workplace? Okay.
I was going to express that I had some bad feelings about sepsis recently. I had a dream.
Only recently?
A song to sing. So, yeah,
Only recently?
I've-
The
Really,
thing
this
is
new
mad.
to you, huh?
well, I know that they weren't, they didn't have the same upbringing, but I like to think that there's good in everyone.
I'm not sure there's much good in
Okay.
someone who makes a deal with a demon.
Got a deal.
What do you
with
mean
the
by
devil.
that?
That spell this morning was an Eldritch Blast. As far as I'm aware, the only way to get that is to become a warlock. And to become a warlock, you make a deal with a patron.
That being said, that does not automatically make you evil. And sepsis was already. And also, what is evil anyway? I really think defining that is very difficult. You're asking people to define what is good and evil. Perhaps sepsis is just very self-centered, which we're aware of.
What was your dream anyway that's turned you against sepsis? Were they running around with a small knife stabbing people? Oh wait, no,
I was-
that's just a Tuesday.
I was guiding humans
Yes, it's a
through
design.
safe passage out of the tower, and I was stopped in my path by a great snake.
We don't know what
Right.
sepsis
Oh, and
is,
I
do
guess
we?
because Sepsis has a pet snake.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the only time I've had.
This
a
skin is
snake.
green.
Is it?
How did you know that?
I found that out a while ago.
Yeah, Oriana saw sepsis once.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the flesh of Sepsis. It's green. I'm guessing goblin.
Inside his voluptuous folds. Huh?
There.
You think goblin? Could be goblin with an
I
affinity for
don't
the
know.
snake.
And, a tiny ogre. Orc.
Oh, does he have layers?
It's a tiny orc.
A tiny ogre would still be about 5 foot tall.
Yeah, tiny
Like, are we talking like a teacup ogre?
teacup ogre.
Years
I
and
know,
years
we
and
want a
years of
teacup ogre.
crossbreeding.
Got fat face as
I
well.
like the
That one's
sound.
hard as phallic.
It sounds like a really bad pug. It's just like.
It's all
That's not
folds
sepsis.
as well.
That's not what sepsis sounds like.
I know.
Yeah, all of that is the ogre's skin. It's
Yeah,
not
it's all the
actually a cloak.
folds.
It's just.
I know. I really want a teacup oak.
I don't. I've never wanted anything less.
Speaking of bad dreams, I had a weird dream last night as well.
What was
Yeah.
it doing?
Well, for one, I was flying.
What's your dream?
What did you do? For one, I was flying, and there was just like lava and smoke everywhere, and then a door made of bones. And I
Wow.
couldn't get through it. I don't know. There was something about an other as well, but I woke up then and discovered myself cuddling a pillow because my cuddle buddy had left me.
Because I too
You guys were
had a dream.
cuddling.
I have a dream.
I too.
I had a dream.
We often cuddle.
She's my sister. From another.
Yeah.
I too had a dream. I dreamt how to make him.
Oh, so you woke up and made him.
Mine was pretty simple, to be honest.
If only I could wake up and just suddenly fly. Although I'm not sure I want to sprout wings.
I once had a dream that I flew downstairs and met Santa Claus.
Who is Santa Claus?
Do we know what would you want to call Santa Claus at this point?
Let's go with Father Festivus, shall we?
Father Festivus, sorry. I flew downstairs and I met Father Festivus.
No!
Sorry,
to-
quick flashback to a Christmas one shot that Greg ran for us.
It had songs and
Before
Kevin
we got all the
McAllister.
streaming gear. He did incredibly well. He did so good.
He recorded that song. It was
He re-recorded It's a Small, Small World about the Festival of Festivus, which is just epic.
It was horrible.
it was
Do you still have the recording?
No.
Shame.
We've still got the letter.
Probably have got it somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's over there. In the shelves of D&D.
Yeah. One day that'll just be the music that plays in the countdown.
So let me get this straight. Sepsis woke up and shot off an Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Nighttime emissions.
You woke up and had, after having a dream about building a dog and built the dog.
I totally built a dog. Look at him.
I woke up in bed alone.
Sorry.
And Ace has woken up with
A
Misgivings.
finally understanding that Sepsis isn't someone we can entirely trust.
Look. Hang on. Sepsis hasn't done anything to actually cause problems. He's just very cautious and a bit weird.
Hey, but just
Hey.
told the Sheriff there's dice.
It's because Greg is a boy. I do my best, but Greg is a boy.
Oh no, guys can see me.
There is this guy puppeting him from above.
Then
Then
Damn it!
It's so
at least I'm getting it right.
it's so disorienting when you keep talking in character voice and you're referring to us on the game. It's very weird.
Sorry, it's hard to turn off once you start.
Yeah.
it's so two of us woke up from dreams,
Little bit dark.
and two of us woke up in dreams and had new skills or a new friend, and two of us woke up in dreams with just
Doggo.
confusion.
You don't know if Sepsis had a dream. I'm not there.
I woke up.
New skills, huh? Look, I think
Although I do feel like if somebody pissed me off, I could set them on fire now.
that's an interesting concept. I like it. Look, Sepsis may not be trustworthy, but they also have not done anything wrong, and they have killed things with us and saved our lives. So I think.
Oh no, Hellish Rebuke is an actual level spell. I'd have to do a wild magic search.
Technically. So I would say give sepsis a chance. Perhaps they can be.
All we're saying
Oh, I meant to
give
ask.
sepsis a chance.
I meant to say, tell the sheriff to send a cleric into the sewers. Although I don't care.
Sorry.
There's a lot of souls down there. It's quite sad.
I think if you say that you can see dead people, it's going to go weird for you.
I saw dead people for a brief moment, and it wouldn't be the first time I've spoken with spirits.
You can go back in if you want to have a chat with him again.
No, I feel like I'd get shouted at.
Probably.
We did sort of add to the count.
Also, would it be admitting that we were in that part of the...
Yeah.
Good point, thank you, Ace. It's been a long time since I played with my cards.
I thought you were going to say something else, to be honest.
Oh, I play with that almost daily. Let's go.
While you were in bed with me?
No. I have
Ace is...
some class.
I imagine that you continue walking while saying this, and Ace is just going to stop and just be very uncomfortable.
Please, God.
You have some class, but very few standards, huh?
Are you there, God? It's me, Ace.
Are you going to start telling people that I'm soft?
No. You're very rarely soft.
As you progress towards Melkor,
Maybe bits of you are soft, I suppose.
where have you gone?
I'll go pee. Can you put the kettle on while you're
Sepsis is going to duck into. Babe, your leg's in the way. You can't just hit my foot.
I'm just going to hammer it through.
I'll hammer you.
Well.
Hello, Melkor.
My old friend.
Hello, Malcolm, my old friend.
No, we listened to that song on the way here, but Eminem was over it.
Eminem.
Kettle.
Sepsis is going to duck into an alley and do a bit of prestidigitation to first off make their dirty soiled robe a little less dirty and soiled.
Okay.
And then I just checked you can make like sort of harmless sensory like markings and things. So I'm gonna like make the bottoms of the sleeves and the like bottom of the robe like sort of a cobalt blue.
Okay.
Just so it looks like a different robe, and the edge, the trim around the hood as well. And then walk back into the precinct. Walk back into Gotham PD.
Yeah. I had to stop myself saying precinct under on here.
Yeah. And head towards the mortuary.
Okay.
There are guards along the way,
Yeah.
and as you proceed down the corridor, a couple of them kind of looking at you, and then one of them eventually kind of steps in your. It's like what are you doing back here? Who are you?
I am on the business of the sheriff.
I have not heard word that he was sending anyone. For what? What do you have as proof?
Does the sheriff usually consult with you, sir?
Roll an intimidation check.
Or a deception check, whichever one you want to do.
If it was intimidation, so it had to be with disadvantage.
No,
they're
no,
like
no.
half the size of that elf.
Yeah, but isn't that not a little bit scary?
Sepsis is good at intimidation.
He's like a dark Yoda right now. He's fucking terrifying.
I'm going to use. I have inspiration. I'm going to use it.
Okay.
For the roll one.
Fuck my arse.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Intimidate Charlotte.
No, I don't suppose he has to consult with me upon every matter of the precinct, but
Who are you?
what do you?
I show the letter of patronage or whatever it is. Say.
Of course, I'm assuming he has employed you for something. You may proceed. And he steps at you.
You're too kind.
Oh, I know where sepsis is going.
And I continue towards the mortuary. And I'm looking to find I'm looking to see if any of the guards from who were killed in the cave in there?
The mortuary has a couple of, quite a few tables currently occupied by crushed, bruised, and broken, and completely naked elven guards.
Is there anyone here?
Dead.
There seems to be, I suppose, a mortician.
Okay.
White robes covered in blood over in the far corner, working on one of the bodies, but
Sorry, Charlie won't whistle the corpse, so we're just having some difficulty right now.
He's paying attention. I just didn't make it out.
Fully didn't interrupt your conversation about sepsis.
Sorry.
It was a little whistle, it was just really, and I went, they're dead.
They're dead. And they're all crushed and broken. You're just like, is that what does it for you?
Yeah. Ariana's into
Anyway, so
shit.
everyone remember that
Sorry.
during the break we'll be giving away one wife. Not not the highest quality, but like lightly used.
as long as you type in, Greg didn't want to follow this channel, all in one word, and yeah.
We'll put you in a draw to win the challenge.
You're the best wife there ever was. Come here. Come to me.
You can sleep on the settee tonight.
What settee? We don't have a settee.
One in the other living room.
That's not. No, I'm not sleeping in
You
the
sleep
living
with the
room.
fish.
You sleep with the fishes.
Sleep with the fishes.
That's a bit mafioso.
Yeah.
So you're in the mortuary.
Sorry, Millie just out of character apologised to my character. It was weird enough when she was talking to me in character.
Shut up and focus.
So what does Sepsis
Gregory.
do?
Sepsis is going to take a pinky. Finger.
Yeah.
Finger.
Okay. You have a dagger on you.
Yes.
Oh no.
I would like to do it without being noticed by the mortician, obviously.
Okay. Stealth or sleight of hand?
Very bad at both. Thank you for asking. But let's see.
What was it?
Well, it's a total of 2.
Oh boy. You fucked this.
You don't make any noise, but the first corpse you come to doesn't really have its hands left.
Rubbish.
However,
I can take it there.
you are not noticed.
What?
Because there was no hand to remove, so you didn't.
There is a very loud, kind of clanging from the other part as a bone saw is placed down on a table next to the mortician.
Okay.
They're engrossed in their work.
Excellent. I'm going
And
to
their
go
work
to
is
the
gross.
next corpse to try and find one that has an intact pinky finger.
Roll for me again.
That's better, that's an actual 20.
You can take your pinky.
Sweet.
It has a small ring on it. With a.
I only want up to the first knuckle.
Okay. Do you take the end of the finger?
I'm not interested in the ring at all.
Okay.
You're so weird.
And with that, you very deftly slice off the end of the finger and shuffle out of the room.
Yes, I do.
Anything else?
That's it.
You're just going to leave straight away?
Yeah, going back to the workplace.
Okay. And with that then, as the party goes back to deliver the news of how the meeting went to Melkor, we're going to take a break. Thanks for sticking with us so far. See you in a bit.
Bye. Sorry.
Sorry?
Just in
You
terms
know,
of.
for the general quality of
Oh,
chat this
yeah.
evening.
Sorry.
Not the quality of chat, that's been mostly Shane, and that's high quality, but the quality of,
Your wife.
Yes.
And the rest of us.
I'm allowed to say
Bye.
what
Hello and welcome back. If you think your choices in the chat for biggest celebrity crush are weird, you should hear the conversation we were having.
I would let General Hux do horrible things to me.
You can fuck off.
And then Donald Gleason can cuddle me afterwards.
Stop saying Donald.
He is Donald, isn't he? Donald.
Yeah, like Donald.
Donald.
It's a weird. It's Irish.
And also, General Hux wouldn't do nasty things to you. He'd start crying halfway through.
That's the way she likes it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want.
Don't give away my my finishing move on the stream.
Anyway,
He gets
okay.
worked up. He lets it all out, and then I can cuddle him afterwards.
You were all on your way back to
It wouldn't work. We've both got daddy
the
issues.
safe place. You are about 15, 20 minutes behind them. But you make your way back to the safe place. Or to the working place.
You said Kakashi.
I did.
Oh, right.
Hatake Kakashi. Huge crush.
Who's that talking?
We're talking about fictional
Naruto.
people by this
Yeah.
point.
We're talking about anime characters.
It's me, it's an anime character I have a crush on.
I used to have a massive wall scroll of him with all the dogs around him.
I read
remember
fan
that
fiction
wall
of him with Umino Iruka. Anyway, sorry.
The only anime character I have a crush on is
Dolphin and
Ceres
dog.
Victoria. No, I'm joking. I'm not into Ceres Victoria.
But Alucard, though.
Oh, Rich can't join
It's
in
got
because
a
he
very
doesn't
big
anime
gun.
at all.
You watched Death Note briefly?
And he knows who Kakashi is because I showed him.
Yeah.
I think you'd really like.
Alucard's Dracula, so
Hellsing. I think you'd enjoy Hellsing.
Hellsing's great.
The one anime I really got into, and then they watched it without me, so I never got to finish, was Food War, which was really intense.
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it. You
I
should-
haven't
It's like,
finished it.
anime battles.
How
Right.
much is Simba not Scar?
Right, they watched it without me too, don't worry.
You should watch. You should watch Haikyuu. It's about volleyball.
Oh, yes.
It
It's real
owns
good.
my fucking life. And
If we're
season
gonna
3 has
start-
started. I haven't seen
We're gonna
it.
start talking Disney.
What was
I
the
still have a
weird
crush
one
on
with the water
Hades.
polo?
I don't know about.
I can't remember the name of the water polo one. The swimming anime is called Free.
Yeah.
I have a bag
Anyway.
that's just all pins of him.
You were on your way back to the workplace. And
Oh,
you,
02. I suppose I have a bit of a crush on 02.
you guys get there
We're
first.
there.
It is full again. Potentially the same crowd, maybe a different crowd. You're not quite sure. All the faces kind of meld into one. But you can see Melkor is behind the bar.
I walk up to the bar.
I do not. It would be inappropriate.
Where'd you go?
I just sort of stop in the middle of the room and look tense. I'm really
I sort
enjoying playing
I sort of nudge at you and sort of point towards the back wall so that we should maybe stand there, keep an eye.
Okay,
I'm doing this through a look.
I just, as I walk away from the two of you, I just wave you off. You can just go do what you like.
Okay. Melkor kind of nods at you.
Oh, how did it go?
Oh, it's giant Melkor.
Yeah, it's giant Margot, yeah.
See,
It
you're
went
upstairs.
well. We have our adventuring papers, and you are my patron.
Your patron.
Yes, it seems Sepsis has taken the sheriff as their patron.
I'll see you downstairs.
Yeah, you
Yes.
Drinks?
Yes, please.
I slide off downstairs.
Yeah.
I'll send something down.
And you're gonna go downstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I can talk.
I just wave you over.
I'll be down in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you will.
Down,
Okay.
deeper and down.
You go down, the children are all playing. Did you leave Nat with them, or...?
No, I took Nuts.
Okay.
Nuts was on
I do
top of
take
bases.
Honey out to the papoose now to let him go play with the kids.
Okay, and
That's
he
what's on
immediately
top of
runs
his-
off.
Yeah, as I get to the, as I start, he spots it, he starts squirming to get out because he wants to go play.
How are you going to handle the fact that you won't be able to have your squirrel with you during the 11th month of the year? Because it's no nut November.
You really put a lot of effort. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but good try. Oh wait, that's character voice. Damn it!
It's fine.
In fairness, it was like you were talking to dice. I don't subscribe to Nuts anything.
You make yourselves comfortable downstairs,
Okay.
and it does take a while, but You walk into the bar, Melkor is still behind the bar, your friends are nowhere to be seen.
I have friends.
Your travelling companions are nowhere to be seen.
Sweet.
What do you do?
I go downstairs.
You just walk straight down, don't even present yourself to Melkor. Okay.
Unless this is still a surprise to you.
Cool. As you walk into the back office then and push the bookcase into the hole in the wall, the door behind you opens. And as the trapdoor begins to open, you see Melkor shrink down to his normal size.
Don't you open that trapdoor?
You
You're a fool.
took the sheriff as your patron? And he
Yeah.
gestures for you to walk down the stairs.
Yes, I did.
Did you have to exchange blood?
Yes.
That may put some restrictions on
No.
your actions.
Absolutely
No.
not. Well, I mean, yes, I would imagine it would if I gave him my blood.
You didn't give him your blood.
In the limited time you've known me, Melkor, have I seemed to be stupid?
Well, I didn't want to make any assumptions, but let's just say you've gone up in my estimations.
What a relief.
Honestly, I think this is just Greg letting out his dark side. Like, this is everything
And
he
he
wants to say.
just
But
I don't
kind
know
no.
what's happening
He
right
chuckles
now.
to
It's
himself
just
as they
like
progress
baiting me.
to
You were dirty.
as you progress into the basement. Melkor wanders over to the table. Sepsis is back. So, meeting went well then.
Yes.
As good as it could have, I think.
Oh yeah, we've got to go north to hunt some humans that escaped.
I really feel like I made a contribution today, in many ways.
Sepsis
That
is
would
down
be,
next to Ace.
The
Sepsis
Levandians-
is down next to Ace.
I'm guessing some of the adults got out and headed north.
No, the Levandia's butler, his wife, and some other members of their family, I believe 2 children and their cousin, were all in the employ of the Levandias. They're quite rich silk merchant.
Well, we've been sent to hunt them down, although he'll accept us bringing back their collars. So as long as they've still got those with them so we can take them, or if they've left them somewhere out there. Oh, and if they've not been killed by a beast that's in the forest.
Kill the beast.
Also, the sheriff wants to see you within the next 2 days. Something about discussing some merchant business. Bit of a catch up.
We have nothing to discuss, but I'm assuming because you refused his offer, he's slightly put out and wants to know the nature of our relationship.
You can tell him if you like. If he wasn't so fulfilled by his wife's letters.
Letters?
She sends him letters, and they are fulfilling
Daily.
enough daily that are fulfilling enough for him. Not that I'm bitter.
He receives
She said bitterly.
no mail.
How do you know
What
that?
about females?
Wait, did he say letters or messages?
Messages.
Messages, but I would guess.
It's not letters.
Oh,
It's a spell.
well, maybe that is more fulfilling, but
Yes, they are forms of communication that only he can hear and respond to. So I try to think
yeah.
what the content of those messages might be.
Oh, and the elf god Kalen. I did tell him he could find me here.
Okay.
Although I feel like he's going to be far too easy.
I still say not to trust any of them.
Oh, I'm not going to trust him.
I would say that Tony is not your colour, Melkor, but you know.
Oh, that's not why. It's just be careful that your deception of him is not playing into his deception of you.
That was, excuse me, you may not have caught it, but what I just said was extremely funny because you're an orc.
You make a point.
It's funny to you. Okay. The truth of the matter is, the Lavandiers were helped to escape town by associates of mine, the Lavandiers' servants. The beast to the north is not so much a beast most days of the month.
Oh,
Ariana's a bit like that.
rude.
So
True, but rude.
Okay. So the person I'm going to go with werewolf,
Yes.
mostly from fantasy books, I must say, rather than
And they are assisting.
They are.
Okay, well, we never made a promise to deal with the beast.
Actually, also we said we would just bring back evidence of its demise, so if we could convince them to stay hidden.
This could be one of our easier missions.
Just bring back the collars of the humans.
If your associates can bring us back those collars.
However.
You two would be more welcome there than you two.
Oh, how the tables turn.
I like the head.
It appears that the worm is on the odd foot.
We could.
I think
Fantastic.
one of their human number once a month turning into a giant ravenous beast is about as far as their xenophobia will stretch. But for good reason, very few of them have ever been treated kindly by those not of the human race.
I can see that.
I think
Hopefully seeing,
we will vouch for them.
and hopefully seeing you travel with us, that once
Hey,
we're in the forest
We
you
could
can take
confuse
up
them
the
and
collars.
put you two in collars. And walk in and be like, these are our slaves.
Hello, this isn't very smart.
I hope you can be very convincing.
They would certainly trust you more if you were able to
We could
count.
just go in alone and leave you
Yes.
guys nearby.
And what did they wish?
And if they find us hiding back
The collars of the...
of the...
Well, I'm not going to leave you here. That would be a
Slaves.
disaster.
No, I'm suggesting I go in with you. As long as you're in up ahead and they see that I'm no threat.
You know, weirdly, I'm not that convincing, but both Ariana and Sepsis are. So,
I can
Uh-huh.
deal with
I can be
racist comments
convincing.
as long as they keep their place. Hell, if they want to hit me, then fine.
you know, it's
No, of course,
it's
you
scouting.
The collar that makes you look like a different you, do you have any more of those? The artifacts?
I don't want to lie to them.
I wouldn't mind looking like a human every now and then.
I do not, but
Really? Because I would take looking like almost anything else.
I can send you to the mage that made it.
And how much would that cost, Malcor? I'm not sure it's something we can afford.
With my say so, you could probably get it quite cheap. However, it is a long way to travel.
Ah. How far?
They live among the southern mountains of Shalem.
So,
And as you say,
opposite to where we
Shalem,
were going.
your ears perk up. Because that's where your parents are from. It's on the continent.
You know, something that could make us not human. Might be handy in the end. Certainly easier to move around here.
But we don't need that for now to go north.
No, not
But
at all,
later,
That's
definitely.
somewhere to aim for if Sepsis
Mm.
would like to look human, and I would very much like not to. It's an interesting thing, if nothing else, so thank you. If you can give me those details, I will take them down.
Of course.
Thank you.
If Kaelin does come here, I'm going to need a room somewhere else. And Dad, you want him coming down here?
There are rooms upstairs
Okay.
that I always keep free for guests.
Does he look
But
like?
I've never had enough.
Does he look jealous or?
Neither have
offended
I.
or anything?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, I just not out loud. I just it's something I wanna.
I might roll
I don't
that
have
up.
very good
I got
insight.
that one.
I got a 9. What are we inside checking?
I got a 3.
I got a 19.
All of us are terrible.
We want to see if Malco looks
Oh,
jealous.
18.
To the rest of you, there's no change.
Yeah.
It's as if he's just talking about the numbers,
Hmm.
business of the bar upstairs. To you, there's a slight hint of jealousy, very small hint of
Mm.
jealousy, but again,
it's tempered by the very matter-of-fact nature of the need for information and the need for just one up on the elves. He gets it.
Look, I think we should just go out there and see. We're not doing anything else today.
If they've got back to their camp, then they are a lot further north than just the first forest you will come to.
Okay, where would we need to go?
Um,
It gets us out of your hair too for a while, I think.
you need to go to the mountains of Conbray.
How long is this going to take us?
A few days.
It's not too bad. Do I still have travel rations? What was that? That was almost Scottish.
I'm sure we can get some.
So we are leaving for a few days, it seems. Is everyone okay with this?
I
As
suppose.
long as we can get some rations back.
We
I
probably
suppose
should.
if my elven friend comes looking for me, you can tell him I'm away for a while.
It is a dangerous trip.
Is it more dangerous than staying here where we will eventually be the subject of manhunt and potentially
we've
bring
been-
down the elves on your head?
We've been in danger since we left Nidum, so
How much has he offered you?
100
gold
between
pieces.
us.
Between Sepsis and Oriana.
Oh, that's a point I owe you gold.
Thank you.
That would ease your travel across the country. I think it's even enough. Well, if you were to stay in the baggage carriage, you might even get a land train for that.
Or we walk. Are we in any hurry?
Well, the sheriff has given us a task.
But no, this is after the task is complete because we do not have 100 gold now.
Oh, yes.
You must make it back there and back quickly. Remember, you only have 2 weeks until they come looking for you.
Yes.
So we go there, we come back, and then we decide what to go after that. But I think this will be our last mission, perhaps within
For town.
Tau.
Possibly.
Well, let's get this over and done with and then we'll decide.
Okay. Malco, could you direct us to somewhere we could buy travel rations? A better old mine has a hole in it.
Yes, there's many different provision shops you can go to. I suppose the best one might be Dicam.
Dicam. Dickham.
Well, no, his name's David, but he sells
Ah,
camping
Dicam.
supplies, so he's Dicam.
Alright, where would I find him? Will he speak to humans or will I need Ariana? Do you know what? Forget it. And I click my fingers
He's-
and turn into a tiefling.
He's
But a standard pink.
not as much orc as to pass for almost human anyway, so you'd probably find a slightly warmer welcome than usual in his shop.
It's fine. I'm a tiefling.
Okay, I'm going to accompany you to the...
You're coming with me.
Well,
you
we
get to be
might
my
as-
slave for a change. Yeah.
Oh,
Lovely.
well, are we going to go along the way or?
I thought
What kind of tieflings do you look like?
standard for Tau.
The
So a
normal-
boring
The normal
pink
pink
one
skins,
with
yeah.
shit horns and a crap tail. Sorry.
Oh, you're sorry to her. She's got awesome
Yeah.
horns. And a tail that is currently waving at you.
Yes. Sorry for her race, really,
Yeah.
that they've been reduced to this absolute mess.
Not enough people making deals with the devil.
Anyway,
You know, there's a song about that.
so you're going to go to there anyway?
Yes, I'll be right
Just
back.
you two?
No, yes, me and Ace.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very inconsistent view of people making deals with the devil, it seems.
I don't know, okay, it's just not a problem that Sepsis has done it.
Has
It's
he?
a bit shady.
Is it a devil?
Well, yeah,
basically
it's
just
a
a
patron
bit,
to
so,
be anyone,
yeah.
yeah.
Rihanna, I'll be right back.
What's
Would you like
Ariana
us to pick up some for you as well?
I'm gonna go sit up by the bar.
Sepsis, would you like any pomegranates?
No.
Or anything else?
I still have pomegranates.
No.
Jerky? Mushrooms?
No.
Alright.
If you could
No
grab me
food?
one of that, I give you 7 gold as well.
Thank you.
I also give 7 gold to Ace.
Thank you.
Well, 750.
Is it 750?
Yeah, 7 gold. Well, sorry, 7 gold, 5 silver, isn't it?
Yeah, we will go.
I need a better
I tell you what. If you can do something for me while you're up there,
Mm-hmm.
then I will also pay.
You don't have to pay us anything, Apple.
You're doing a job for me. That's the way the contract works.
You've given us a place to stay and hide.
When I say I'll pay, what I mean is I don't think that's going to go far in the provision shop.
That's not all I have.
Yes, but a tent is 10 gold.
Funny, because when we got here, you told us most people deal in copper and silver.
Yes, most people. The shop I've sent you to, if you want to do a hard trek north, is
We don't.
slightly more expensive.
Technically, we don't need a tent. We just need some rations. If we want a tent, I can get a tent.
Where will you sleep?
On bedrolls,
Around.
like we normally do.
Cold.
Cold, yeah. It's north.
We're from Nidum.
Mountains are a lot colder than Nidum, trust me.
Bloody Scotland.
What's that mountain? What's that mountain?
Big fuck off hill.
It's a much bigger hill.
I've climbed hills before. How big can they get?
Very.
I took Ace out the door. I didn't want her off.
And you've seen the large tower, the large crystal tower in the middle of the city?
Mm-hmm.
About 10 times taller than that.
That's silly.
And that's just the ones in this country.
You're pulling my leg, I don't believe you.
The biggest one on the continent is many, many more times than that.
On the basis
And
that I
people have
heard,
climbed it.
on the basis that I heard, stop, you're pulling my leg, I don't believe you, as I was walking out the door, I turned to Ace and go, you know, I'm not even entirely sure if he has legs. They! Darn it.
I've seen feet poke out of the front.
Little feet.
Yeah. Adorable. Little wrapped feet.
Well, I cannot be missed. I must go back up and attend to my bar. And
Yeah, Oriana's already sat up by the bar.
good day, Sepsis.
Is it?
It's just what people say as a different way of saying goodbye.
No.
I'll see you later.
Adequate day.
And he walks off,
Adequate
getting larger as he
day.
moves.
An adequate day too. Right. Yeah, me and Ace are off to the ration shop.
Okay.
Die
camp.
camp.
Mm-hmm.
Das gut.
You turn a corner, given the directions of the metal path, and you eventually get to a very large, what just looks like odds and ends shop. There are about 10 different signs on it, in many different languages, all of them saying David's Emporium of anything you need.
This looks like the spot.
I suppose that name could be shortened to Die, maybe. Somehow.
Around here, I think.
And you see, as he walks out, a very, very pale, almost like humans getting sick kind of green tint to his skin.
It's practically lime.
But he is 7 foot tall and has 2 very small tusks which jut out from his bottom lip.
Hello. I'm tiefling, remember?
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'm just looking to purchase, apparently, a tent. And
Sorry, I've decided that I was all in character. She walked up, a tiefling, and went, hello! And he just sort of like blanked her, and then she was like, I'm a tiefling. He was like, oh, hello!
Excuse you. A tent for 4 people and rations for at least a week's hard travel.
And where do you wish to travel?
North. That's all the description we've got so far.
Very well. How far north?
Your mom's.
Genuinely not a clue. A mountain.
Oh, I was going to say grassland, forest, which kind of tent would you wish? So cold weather tent.
Yes, please.
Do you have clothing, boots?
No. And I have a grand sum total of 17 gold to my name.
I also have some gold.
How much gold do you have?
I have 17 gold.
Ah, you should have more than that.
You
Should I?
You should have
No,
quite a lot
no.
more than that. Yes.
I gave some away.
Okay.
You let you pay them?
No,
I
they're just holding on to it.
Ah,
It's quite a weight for them, madam.
of course.
Oh, you have very fragile hands.
Oh, come in.
Thank you.
And he takes you through some quite skinny kind of aisles. There's just stuff everywhere: blankets, pillows, bedrolls, tents.
You have a delightful collection.
Thank you very much. I believe you're looking for... Ah, here we are.
And he pulls down a large package, a strap, and as he kind of like takes the buckles off the package, you look inside, and it's like leather, oil cloth, incredibly thick.
So this should keep out the wind and the rain.
It's going to cost more than 17 gold, isn't it?
Well, actually, this cold weather is 15.
Good, but then I suppose clothes and rations on top of that is going to be...
Well, if you're on a budget, I do have some heavy, oiled hide cloaks.
That would be good, thank you.
They're about 2 gold each. How many will you need?
4, please.
3.5.
3.5, technically. One member of our party is quite small, the size of a child.
Oh, well, actually, I don't seem to be able to get rid of any of this stuff because none of the halflings ever see the need of it. So, I can throw in this one for 1.
So 7.
Yes, 7 gold between the 4 members of your party.
Thank you. Okay, well I can do 4 if you can do the remaining 3 gold, and then I'll work it out with everyone when we get back.
If you're going to the mountains, though, do you need climbing equipment or?
Well, I have...
Can I just ask? Sorry, who? I've not seen you two around the city before. Who sent you my way?
Melkor. The Slayer.
Right. Okay. Bear with me.
It's a bear with him.
He goes back behind the counter.
Take it!
He goes back behind the counter and he ruffles around his neck.
I am sorry. Completely forgot. We're running a sale today.
Ooh, big summer blowout.
Oh, I just broke my eyes. Look up.
I think I'm very funny.
I think you're very funny.
And you... sorry.
The tent is only 10 instead of 15.
Oh, thank you.
And you can have all of the cloaks for 4.
Very generous. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
If you could, sorry to inconvenience you, but if you could tell Melkor of the discount I've given you, and ask him if he could possibly let him, see his way to letting me know when the next card game might be. I would greatly appreciate an invite. Just remind him, because I'm not sure my other requests for an invite these last 6 months have got to him. They were some very disreputable people. I asked for a favour and.
Oh, of course. I'll definitely pass that message along.
You can just play games with them.
That's... I'm sorry you haven't been invited.
Oh no, it's fine. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll pass your message along, of course I will.
Well, no.
Ace, take a note, darling.
Only if you want to. That's fine.
Ace has got it written down for me. As soon as we return to Melkor, I will pass on your message with gratitude. I need rations for 4 people as well.
Is anyone else going to cry?
Do you feel really bad for this guy who hasn't got an invite?
I just super relate to him.
You're playing D&D with us now.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but let's be honest, most of us were the weird ones at school, so we get the guy who didn't get the
I
invite.
suppose.
What he means by card game is Melkor's like weekly D&D game. That's really
Yeah.
He didn't get an invite. I actually felt very bad for him, just so you know.
office workers and mortgages. That's what it is. But yes, so
I
you
told Sharon I'm taking this to HR.
roll a d20.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you fall on the way there.
Roll for administrative prowess.
No, so
Score of 24, your paperwork does itself.
do you leave? Oh no, you're
Wait,
asking for
what-
rations.
You write such a sternly worded letter.
I've got.
Who rolled in that one? Karen turned up.
Sorry,
Fucking
We've
Karen.
summoned a Karen.
rations for 3.
I've
One
got-
of them doesn't eat.
I've got some quite hearty trail mix, but
Trail mix and jerky if you have it.
we have no jerky here. But you can.
Yes, we have no bananas.
Suppose you could try a butcher.
Yes, we definitely will, thank you. Trail mix would be great though, just for something to feed to us and the badger. The dog doesn't need to eat though.
Badger's not with you.
No,
Just randomly sending you a badger.
I'm aware.
You
It's
have
a nickname.
You have a badger.
My friend Oriana has a badger. And huge boobs.
Is she another tiefling?
She is a fabulous tiefling.
Every
Far
D&D
beyond
character called Oriana is a tiefling.
And the purple tiefling,
I
apparently.
have heard speak. Of
She's
men
very beautiful.
Of the last few days, with men in their cups tend to talk about things that interest them, and the badger carrying purple tiefling has come up in many a conversation.
She is going to fucking love this.
But we know Liz everywhere after this.
Ace takes a note.
I'm just laughing at Greg's comment. There'll be no living with her after this.
Well, if you could.
You know, she's actually very shy. She'll really appreciate hearing that.
Oh, so like if I was to approach her,
I would certainly give it a go.
Oh my goodness.
She doesn't happen often.
She'd talk to you.
Oh, right, okay.
I guarantee she'd give you the time of day.
She doesn't mind half orcs.
I guarantee she would give you the time of day and have a nice chat with you.
I
Stop pimping out our friend.
Why? It's funny.
so if she ever comes round.
Next time I
might-
visit, I'll bring her along.
I'm just gonna wonder why the hell you walk back into the place with a grin on your face. Like, what have you done?
It's been a pleasure to meet you. I'm Di.
Pleasure to meet you, Di. My name's Dice. I'm
Dice and Di.
Dice and Di. One of us is a plural, one of us is singular.
And I'm Ace.
And you're Ace.
Donkey!
One of us Dice!
Pleasure doing business with you and to meet you as well.
If you
How
start
much
going,
trail mix
are we
time?
there yet?
Oh,
Are we there?
no,
We're there
on
yet?
that.
Thank
If I don't get rid of it, it goes off. It's fine.
Thank you,
My
Fancy.
bag. No, I put it in a bag on the dog.
Ace is going to carry the large pack or tent.
Dude, I think you better hand actually. I'm utterly incompetent at carrying things at the best of times.
It's
Athletic score?
no, it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
How
How heavy are we talking? Are we talking like from a LARPer to LARPer here? Are we talking canvas 5 meter or are we talking more than that?
It's like a 5-meter canvas tent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ace can
you're
do
alright.
that.
Yeah.
God,
You-
Ace
you-
can do
if-
that.
if-
I
You can do
Before-
that. That's fine.
If before
Fucking
I was
lappers, man.
if before I was this like sickly, I could do it, then Ace
Yeah.
can do it.
Like, what's your
You
strength?
can do it!
What's
Yeah.
what's your strength? I can do it. What's your strength score at the moment?
My strength score is currently I can't read 16
60. Yeah. As human beings go, you
Yeah.
are
buff.
you're
Buff
you're
AF.
like
Way above average.
you're way above average, and an
Okay.
average person
You-
with difficulty could carry one of those
They're-
tents, but
Yeah.
you're way above average.
They are over halfway from average to
Super.
literally a fucking god.
Yes. So you know
It's like 15 kilograms, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
you're fine.
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's 1.5 miles.
Is it
5
more
metre
than-
bell tents more than 15 kilos.
Oh,
They're
okay,
massive.
I've definitely carried that.
I know they're massive because I literally bruised my arm and my chest carrying it in from the car to the house.
I carried it all the way across what's the name of the site? Like
Locker Park.
Silverstone,
Oh.
the one that they use for LT sometimes. No, it's not. It's
Does it
whatever
go there?
whatever that one by Silverstone is. I've
That's
carried it the length of that field on my back, wet.
I think you'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
Just stay in a
So-
hotel.
So you leave?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Di, thank you ever so much. It's been a delight to meet you.
Delighted to meet you both. You on your own as well.
Well, I doubt we'll
And
meet.
as you're leaving, he does very quietly just nod towards you.
Okay.
Acknowledging you're there.
I give Ace a hug on the way out the door, just to be confusing.
On balance.
Very careful.
By this point, Oriana's just started helping at the bar.
Okay.
So we will just wander back. Do we need meat for the badger? Does the badger
We'll-
eat meat? The badger does eat meat, but the badger can.
If we're doing a
forage.
lot of hard walking, we'll probably need some protein ourselves. So.
Right now it's before lunch, so
Okay, can I see the butcher? The baker? The candlestick maker?
you can't see
Okay.
one in the street you're in right now, but
Yeah.
you know for one.
Okay. Is it on the way back to?
It's a little bit further.
Okay, because I figure Ace would probably go back.
You've
with the heavy
basically
stuff.
just gone to Blacks on the high street.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can strap it to the dog, actually, for the actual travelling. So, take it back to now and I'll meet you there, okay?
Okay.
And I'll go and buy jerky. We can
Mm.
roleplay it if you want, or if it's going to be literally me shopping for meat.
It'll be you shopping for me.
Yeah, in which case, how much do I need to take off for it?
What? Right.
Just your top, probably.
I would like
I would say the bottom.
jerky!
Give me your meat, sir.
I said, no, it'd be more efficient if you took the bottoms off and then.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's more efficient, but
You've got somewhere to store it then.
to be honest, vagina is much less attractive than boobs.
Catch a falling star.
Do you not think boobs are prettier than
Oh, definitely.
vaginas? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Anyway,
Every session.
It's like no, but like she's got a point because like when you watch
DM.
porn that is like intended for men, it's like it's always the boobs come out first and then the vagina comes out then as if that's the big finish and you're like, yeah, I wasn't waiting to see that. It's like it looks like all the other ones. It's it's
I mean,
there.
you hope it looks like all
They're
that.
necessary, but it like I don't need to look at it
Are they necessary? Anyway.
occasionally.
anyway,
I go back to the bar. How much am I taking off for the jerky?
Jerky, just a gold.
A gold. Fine.
Are you good for that or?
Yeah.
And you've got
Because I put the 5 back on.
Yeah.
you've now got effectively 2 weeks rations between you.
Okay.
Is there any addition to that because of the little tiny amount of sepsis eats, or is that 2 weeks including that?
Including that.
Oh, right, okay.
That was why I said 2 weeks. It was doing my calculation in my head.
So once I get back, I'm still in tiefling form because that's going to take me, what,
Mhm.
half an hour?
Mm.
40 minutes? So I've got about 20 minutes left maybe. I'm going to go up to Oriana and go, so, hello darling.
what have you done?
You
You've
need
got
to...
a shit-eating grin on your face. What
Hey,
have you done? I'm
this
going
is
to hand you
already-
a drink.
Ace has already been past you doing like a little muffled giggle carrying the stuff back to the back.
Just went to Malcolm like, I'm worried.
Darling, you so need to go and visit
Do
Darling.
any
He's heard
hacking
tales
and
of how beautiful you are and thought you would never condescend to speak to one such as him. A half-orc. I felt like that.
You'd make his fucking day.
Wouldn't she though? Oh, Melkor, he does say as well he would dearly love to come to one of
An
your
invite
Yes.
to... Look, I've got no problem with it. It's just, he's not orc enough for the other players.
I know, but the...
I want to bring him. He's like my...
Distant cousin.
You're assuming they're all related.
Is that my aunts?
Like?
Racist.
Is that my aunts?
Oh. You're right.
Brothers,
Dad.
Nephew.
cousins,
Dog.
son.
Right. Yes.
Well, he did give us a hefty discount on the tent.
I've returned by this point.
And I'm standing behind, not...
Sweaty.
Good job, Ace. Would you like some water?
Maybe I should go see him and it'll raise his spirits a bit.
Honestly, he's practically lime green.
He hammers the bar.
That's the opposite of what you're trying to convey, though, surely, because he's very pale green and lime is like a really bright.
Lime's bright, but it's a very light green. Like that.
Green.
Green.
He hammers the bar and shouts into like a metal funnel, and you can see this metal funnel. The pipe goes straight into the floor.
Diana, got a job.
You're a big egg. You know, you'll make his year. The man will probably shit himself.
Hope not. I'm not cleaning that up.
When is your next card game?
I think you have to be a half-orc tie.
No, she'd be welcome.
Oh, I'm sure she would.
She's welcome most places she was.
3 days time.
Oh, I won't be back in time for that.
No.
I'm sure there'll be more.
On that note, we have everything we need, I think. I think we should grab Sepsis, darling, and take off.
It's probably better to leave now while you've still got most of the day.
Malcolm,
Yes.
do you have any rope I could borrow?
Rope?
And
Also, she
tie
can
it
hang
in.
herself.
What happened to your rope?
Oh,
It's been
I
used.
don't have it anymore, but I'm hoping to tie the tent to the dog.
Use the straps.
And as you look at the tent, the straps, there's a lot of leather like left over just in case you need to strap it to a horse or something.
You are a fucking genius, sir. I'll strap it to the dog.
Well, good luck on your venture. I'll have a drink waiting for you when you get back.
Please do.
I'll look forward to it. Shall we?
Ariana grabs his head, pulls it down, gives him a kiss on the cheek, and then walks out.
Oh, Ariana, actually, give me 2 seconds.
The small girl that you originally met in the back room, Diana, comes out of the back door, looking all meek, with her collar on. Yes, master. What can I do for you?
I want you to go see Daikan and tell him the card game's in 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It gives me at least 1 game to convince everyone else.
Good luck. Right, good luck on your travels. I'll send your slave out when I see her. And I'm just going to go into the back room and
Thank you, dear.
change back into dice and come out with my collar on and wander up and go. Hello, mistress.
It's almost exactly like when you work in B&Q and you say, and someone asks if you can check if you've got some out the back. So then you go out the back
And
then
just stand there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's literally what I do. I go out and go, Dice, darling, Ariana wants you. And then, from there. Okay, I'll be there shortly.
no,
Just
we
in
ain't
case
got any.
anyone's listening. No, we ain't got any dice. Actually, we've got a fuck ton
Ain't
of
got
dice.
any, sorry. I looked everywhere.
Yeah, Ariana kisses him and heads outside.
No offence to anyone who works in B&Q, but I know what you do.
Well, because now she's kissed him in front of everyone at the bar. He's got bragging rights, but
We have no chartreuse.
As you kiss him on the cheek, you do get quite a few people like starting to wolf whistle. Hey!
Oi oi! Lads!
just boosted his stature at this point.
Oi and up!
Yeah, not only does he have this ruthless, like murderous, he can bed a tiefling apparently.
He can bed you, not just any tiefling.
And you
It's the same house.
make your way outside, I'm assuming.
Okay.
No one's come to get me.
No. As part of my thing, I said I was going to get sepsis.
Yeah, but I didn't know you had.
Yeah, I didn't.
I never said you actually did.
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay.
I go back in as the tiefling. I go downstairs and go, Sepsis, we're leaving. We have everything we need now. Although you will have to share a tent with us. Okay.
Can't push your against the tent.
The dog has farted. Can we leave?
He really has. It's been lingering for a while now. It's like,
Your hell beast can fart.
Yeah. No, it's possibly Honey the Badger, actually.
I see.
Rude.
I bring Honey back up under one arm as well, because
Oh,
she's
she's
down with
got
the
it.
kids.
What
I
are
thought
we
she was
doing?
down with the kids.
yeah.
I'll bring Honey.
What are we doing?
We're going on our adventure to the north.
Okay, good. I wasn't doing anything weird. Let's go.
On a side note, what have you been doing?
Masturbating.
What do you want Auntie's private part.
I've been
Like a slip.
I've been using my
nothing's
alchemy
tucked
kit to
inside.
preserve the
Perfect.
finger.
If
I
the
presumed
outlook
I wouldn't really need to roll for that because like
male,
it's pretty straightforward.
Mountain, so it'll go like that and fork.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least it's not Nikki.
So like I said, I wasn't doing anything weird.
Okay.
Just preserving a finger that I stole from a guard.
Why did you steal the finger? Out of character. I just really need to
No,
know.
no, you can't know.
That would be metagame.
You don't know.
I never met a game.
You've never met a game.
I've never met a game.
I've never met a game either.
For God's
Pretty
sake,
good
let's go
rap
find
on
a beast now.
We've all just lost the game though.
Don't let anyone.
Triple H.
I have also lost the game.
Yeah, we've lost Triple H. Don't know where he is.
Man, we're gonna have to track it down.
Anyway,
fortunately,
go
his
north.
entry music plays wherever he goes.
North! Let's go north.
Just look for
There's
a
a
man
way
spraying
over
water
there.
up in the air.
Go north!
Listen
It's
to.
a
2004 era WWF is the only WWF I know
Humans have
anything about.
freedom there.
Are you singing "Go North" as you walk out of the bar?
No.
Okay. Just
That'd
checking.
be quite fun.
Oriana's.
Oriana might be. As she does it, her heaving bosom. Right, let's just go.
So you.
Go north.
Which way are you heading?
North.
North.
Okay.
We
Alright,
follow
I can tell you
Ariana's
where
Do
north
course.
is.
we have we actually been given like an actual destination via
Forest
the Scarab
North.
now?
Life's a journey, not a destination.
You were told they
North.
escaped into the forest north of the slums.
Okay. And do we have a map?
Oh, if it's north of the slums, we should probably go to the slums first and then turn north from there to make sure we go in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yep.
That is what we would like to do.
Yes.
So you travel to the slums. Again, all of the different races that you've seen start to kind of fall by the wayside, and it becomes predominantly human. And it is a very dark, broken, and depressing place. There has been a rain recently.
Rain down.
The slums of town.
And the ground is
Great
slick.
lines.
The ground is slick with mud. It's not cobblestone.
Do I keep my balance?
Yeah.
Slurp. Slurp.
I just know how slippy I find it in real life.
And they're all everyone's kind of staring as you walk past in sullen silence.
I kill them.
And they're they're scowling at you two. They're just staring at you two. In pity.
In pity. Are there any guards nearby?
No.
Are there any guards in these slums at all that we've seen?
Roll a perception check.
Ha! Fuck yeah, for a change. 21.
16.
You don't see any guards.
I don't see any guards at
You
all.
haven't seen any.
Can I see any families that are
They're
really...
predominantly ringing the slums. They're not in the slums.
Can I see any children that are poor, particularly poor, ragged, starving?
Everywhere.
Everyone.
No one is
but any-
no one is worse off than the other. They're all in the same.
I don't know, someone missing an eye, a leg, someone who's clearly not going to work again and has 12 children to feed, something that looks particularly heartbreaking.
There is an old cripple that seems to be breaking stale bread apart and passing it out to a group of children sitting nearby.
Then I walk over and I just hand him one of my remaining gold and just walk away without saying anything at all.
Totally Jack in Six's swag right now.
6 never existed in this world.
We don't know that. This could be the far future.
Thank you, milady. Thank you so much. What is this for? I have done you no service.
It's not a payment. You need it.
Thank you.
Feed them.
My family thanks you. Thank you.
You need it.
What is your name?
Dice.
I will cherish the memory of that. Thank you. And he just starts crying and cradling the gold like it's the most precious thing in the world.
Even though he's really dirty and smells funny, I give him a really big hug. And my dog licks his
And he
face.
just sobs into your ear, into your shoulder. Sorry.
It'll get better one day, maybe. If you see anyone else who needs it, pay it forward one day if you are able. And then I just walk away.
As you walk back to us, I take your hand and start holding your hand, just so it's everyone else a little bit at ease to see that we're not treating you like.
Aww, that's actually okay.
And I hold your hand and just put my hand on your shoulder when you're a big softy.
What do you think the outcome of that is going to be?
Perhaps his children will eat for a few weeks.
Hmm.
That's pretty much all they can hope for, Sepsis. They don't have much going for them.
You gave him a gold coin?
Yes?
That's...
Perhaps his children will eat, his neighbour's children will eat, someone will eat tonight. These people have nothing. I am very fortunate in comparison to other humans that I was born where I was. It is a place of privilege.
I understand what you're saying, but the...
I've now taken too much off.
That might be more money than the entire rest of his neighbourhood combined has.
Good, then perhaps he will share it around. I can't feed everyone. I only had
Perhaps, or
a gold
perhaps
available.
or perhaps his throat will be cut for it.
Maybe, but I can't fix everything in the world. I've given him a chance, that's all. I can't protect him for the night or do anything else. All I can do is hope that maybe it'll make a difference for someone.
Yes.
Yes. You too. You skeptical little ball of rags.
If you don't dislike gold so much, I can hold on to it for you.
I don't dislike gold at all. By the way, you owe me money.
For what?
The tent.
I don't want a tent, I'll sleep outside.
Fine. Look, I don't actually care.
You
Money
don't
doesn't-
believe that thing about the mountains, do you?
We've
spoken
studied
to- yes.
geography.
Yeah.
Mountains.
Yes. Mountains.
Yeah.
Can we see them in the
He's
distance?
obviously
at
just
all?
making them up.
Can we see anything that might be a mountain in the distance, but it's
At
more
the
like a
moment,
shadow?
At the moment, you are so far up the hill that is the slums. Anything over the crest of the hill is invisible to you.
Mountains. More like nothing.
Sepsis, they exist. There are more things than you can dream of.
Maybe
no
seeing
hills.
is believing.
There's no hills taller than that tower. The tower is the tallest thing.
You are going to be very unhappy. I keep following.
Carry on north, yeah.
Yeah. I don't hear any screams from the old man behind me, right? Most humans tend to look out for each other, I think, in this situation.
As you progress up the
I
hill,
hope.
it does start to flatten off, and when you
Enjoy shadow.
finally crest the rise, it very quickly or abruptly drops back down into a valley. The slum stops maybe a mile ahead, and just past it is the green grass. And a couple of miles in the distance you can see the beginnings of a large wild forest. Everyone roll a perception check.
I can't wait to be in the forest.
Everyone roll a perception check.
14!
Not 20.
Yeah.
I rolled a 14!
I rolled a 3. So I have 4 perception, so we're going to say that Ace is just too overwhelmed by being...
So your passive perception is...
My passive is 11.
I actually rolled well, but I'm not happy about it.
What did you do?
I rolled a 16 for a total of 15.
Okay.
Wow.
Not 20. I got
Um,
dagger.
Dagger, 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 dagger.
You can see the eye of the eagle hundreds of feet above you turn to look as you stare at it. And far, far off in the distance, past the rolling hills covered in trees, you can see where the ground rises higher than you've ever seen before to meet the sky.
Look at that. A mountain.
I don't see anything.
You do.
Yeah.
Pointed it out to you now.
And if you don't, you will. I'm not kidding, Sepsis. There are giant hills made of stone that go on forever.
This might not even be the tallest.
Those hills don't look that high, they look really small.
You will
Because they're
enjoy
far
this,
away.
I think.
Yes.
This cow is small. Those cows are far away. Perspective!
I don't see any cows. Do I see any cows?
Yeah.
Are they far away?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Roland like grassy fields between the slum and the forest. You can see are cultivated. They do have
Cultivated.
They do have fences around them, and in one of the fields you do see a very large herd of sheep.
I didn't do the
In the other,
accent,
you see a
Jerry.
very large herd of cows, and they are quite far away. They're about that big.
They are not small. They are
They're
far away.
I don't understand.
And Jerry,
Okay,
we're not doing the
okay,
accent, so
when
it's
we
fine.
get back, I will do a diagram about perspective. Anyway, that eagle is looking at us, and the forest is dead ahead, so let's go.
The eagle is looking at us.
That's what it looks like,
I
yeah.
put my squirrel
Eldritch
feather in my
blast.
hair.
Yeah.
I chuck
What,
it
the
down.
eagle? What's the range on an Eldritch Blast?
That's a good question.
No.
Hey, there's good eating on them eagles.
Can I slap their hands so they miss?
Hey,
You
well
don't-
done.
You don't know it's happening.
120 feet.
No.
You can try.
Eldritch
You do.
Yeah.
You shoot an Eldritch Blast.
Sure,
up
just
in
see
the sky.
their hand go up. I'm like, no!
Like, are you going to give me disadvantage because it's too far? Or are you...
No.
Okay.
You shoot an Eldritch... No, I'm not going to make you roll. You shoot an Eldritch Blast up into the air, and as it just zeroes in on the eagle, it just dissipates.
Oh.
And the eagle is about 50 feet further on.
That eagle's got a force field.
That eagle is far
Yeah,
away. Why are you
Oh,
shooting at
and what
the
you
Bad
noticed
times it's taken.
is, as you were pointing at the eagle, he shot it like a sparrow.
Oriana said that the eagle was looking at us.
I mean, it's probably looking for food. It's a
Again,
wild
I took
animal.
my squirrel further into my hair.
Could be a spot.
Yeah, Honey's papoose is now turned into a sling instead.
Yeah.
So, Oriana,
He's
as
just
we're,
tucked in.
as we're heading for these trees, did you know that everyone in the town is talking about how beautiful you are?
Well, yeah.
I love you.
Don't be modest or anything.
I am the only, like, thoroughbred, full tiefling this place has seen in a long time.
Do you have
Alright.
pole birthing here?
She has been thoroughly bred.
I've got
so
some hips.
Good birthing hips on that one. It's a thoroughbred.
So what made you realise this?
Die.
Oh,
It's not an instruction, it's a statement. The gentleman in the shop.
As you are walking and make your way to the end of the slums, there is a grizzled, older human man, and he sees you and immediately starts struggling with the 6 goats that he has to try and kind of get them out of your way.
Wait, sir, it's
Eldritch
okay, I'll help.
Blast.
I'll help.
it's okay. Don't need to get them out of the way.
No, I'll help. And I go and offer to help move the
I'm very
goats.
sorry. I didn't mean to slow you down or anything. Just let me.
I'm perfectly capable of walking around them. It's okay.
But I don't want to be.
And you're making a scene.
Is he a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I promise
It's
you we don't care.
honestly fine.
Thank you very much, Your Ladyship.
Oh,
Go on with your day. You've got some pretty goats.
they are very nice goats.
If I might be so bold as to ask why you are leaving the slums to the north. There's only
No, you may not.
farmland and.
We're going on an adventure to look for animals in the forest and learn more about the country.
I could do with
I
finding
can
a
roll
set
deception
to
if you want.
introduce this one to, and I open the sling to this tiny sleeping badger.
Do I need to roll deception on that?
There's actually a set just on the edge of the forest. It's a couple of miles down into the valley.
You don't need to roll deception. He's terrified of everyone. I'm slightly confused as to why you're speaking.
I enjoy this.
I'd appreciate if you didn't mention seeing us to anyone.
Of course.
Or at least seeing us talking.
I'd be remiss though if I didn't let you know that it's dangerous in the forest.
We know. It's okay.
We are prepared.
We can hold our own.
Sepsis lights her hand up.
Yes.
Oh. There we are then.
It's resettance.
Well,
There we are then.
you're probably better equipped than we are to go in.
Yes.
That's okay.
I would think so.
Stay safe, and again, you didn't see us.
We've lost many children to the forest.
Have you? What have you seen in the forest? What has taken the children?
How many of them, Annie?
Where did they go? Why didn't they come back? I'm sorry, I've asked a lot of questions.
Just
No.
sorry, it's just over the years, as children tend to do, they don't listen to the stories of danger and they don't believe us old folks, and they tend to wander in and never come back.
Well,
And
that's survival. That's survival of the fittest, I suppose.
wait. You've heard no stories beyond that? No, nobody's ever come back? Because
Yeah, there's a great beast in the forest. We're assuming that the tales are true.
Well, if we come across a great beast, we'll get rid of it.
Please, we'd like to be able to at least go in there and find our children's bones and maybe bury them.
oh,
Yes.
what's your name, please, sir?
Glanfrith.
Sorry?
Glanfrith.
I'll make a note.
Thank you,
Landsford, yeah?
My friends call me Glyn.
Glyn. Nice to meet you, Glyn. I am Dice, this is Ace and Ariana, and that is our cloak.
He kind of nods to Oriana and says it's obviously a pleasure to
Oh, don't really. We're not in town. It's fine.
I mean, we are technically still in
We're
town.
not in the town.
The town of town. Ta-ta.
If you just keep your mouth shut and not mention that you saw us.
Of course,
Well, on then.
you are being sent after the
I'm getting sick of being
Others?
bowed at.
who came through.
Yes?
Yes.
And he kind of looks at you all and I hope you find them.
Ah. Yes, we hope so too.
Do you
Yes.
make the weird face at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
This has been an excellent conversation that I would love to repeat.
He goes, oh, winks at you.
And then just kind of
If I'll be on my day, good luck.
and just takes the coats off.
Goodbye,
over you.
Glenn.
Honestly, I think we can trust humans.
Honestly, humans are so downtrodden, they are likely to. What are they going to do? Even if they go to the guards, or they go to the this is as we're leaving. Even if they go to the guards or they go to the sheriff, who the fuck is going to believe them? No one lets them talk anyway.
And
What are
we're
they
so
going to say?
beaten and downtrodden.
They can't talk to anyone.
We give so much as a glance to anyone. If we make eye contact, we're shunned. So.
They're like a
Sometimes-
caged animal.
Sometimes, when my master didn't want to answer a question, he explained to me that there is only one condition under which two people can keep a secret. Do you know what that is?
When one of them is dead.
Correct. The more people that you let know about our attitudes and the way that they differ from the norm, the more that is going to spread around. The fact that that man himself will not tell a guard doesn't mean it won't make it back to someone important, someone who can make life difficult for us.
That's why I
Life is
told you not
already
to tell
difficult for us. We are being
Not
hunted.
especially, not compared to them.
It is. We are being hunted. We are literally being hunted. We have just
They've
been
actually
lucky
got
so
it
far.
better than us slightly at the moment.
'Cause they're
Nobody
free.
really wants them dead.
Well, actually,
Anyway, into the
It's
forest
not
we
my
go.
interpretation of things.
has anyone ever told you a saying? To trust few is wise. To trust no one is paranoid.
I don't know who came up with that phrase, but I bet they were killed.
You bet the what?
I said I don't know who came up with that phrase, but I bet they were killed by someone they trusted.
You.
In fact, I think they come up with that phrase as their dying words.
There was paranoid little
Into the
folk I've
woods,
ever-
please.
If you
home
go down
before
to
dark.
the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. It's very hard to sing in an accent. Has anyone ever said that? Okay, let's go. Can I see any tracks, please, where people have passed into the woods?
Look, you're walking between now fenced off large farming areas, and there is an obvious trail to follow that winds gently through the rolling hills to the edge of the forest. At the moment, even with the highest survival check in the world, you're looking at many crossed over tracks, goat tracks. Some fresh, very probably from Glyn. But the closer you get to the forest, the less and less tracks appear. And as you're about half a mile away, roll survival if you want to try and track it.
I really do. 14?
14? 2.
Again,
Oh, yeah,
expertise
not
in
slide.
survival,
15.
so it's my forte.
15. Sepsis doesn't care. And you...
Got a secret, can we keep it? But this one you'll say, gonna lock it in your pocket, taking this one to the grave. Sorry.
You make your way, and you do. The both of you do begin to see what looks like, and it's quite jarring to see, but you see barefoot human footprints running, and they are quite long strides. There's about, from what you can make out, there's more than 5 different sets of tracks here.
Okay.
They're all human. Many of them are barefoot. There's at least one child in the party.
From the amount of people we saw in the slums, were the majority of them barefoot too?
A lot of the people in the slums tended to wear slippers or very shoddy leather boots. Very few of them are actually barefoot.
So it looks like they ditched their shoes at some point.
No, I'm just gonna go for it.
Just do it. Honestly, it's just as easy.
Yeah, it's worth dragging you there.
I thought they were pom bears. Anyway.
What is it?
Pretzels.
Oh, I see.
Okay, do we follow?
Yeah.
Let's follow the
I'd
tracks.
say so.
Got off salty snacks with D&D.
Snakes.
And you make your way into the forest. The forest is very obviously, as soon as you walk in, old. It has been
How
here-
old?
Old as balls.
old as balls. It has been here for a very long time. The trees are very close together.
Oriana instantly
Is it
feels
reminding
just
us-
better being in a forest.
Yeah, I was going to say, does it remind us of home a bit more?
It does remind you of home. But there are
Feeling a bit more
no
at ease.
there are no obvious tracks. There's no path.
Mm.
You can see that this is not a well-travelled place.
Good.
At least not by humanoid figures.
Can I do some more tracking?
Yeah, survival tracks. Track.
You can, again, maybe about half a mile further into, it starts to become quite rocky. You see a lot of
Bad roll.
exposed roots as these huge trees have found their ways between the rocks and the ground.
18.
18.
It wasn't worth it. Even-
You lose sight of the tracks.
I had a 9.
However, you manage to see there's small little bits of blood, and as you're searching around, you can see that someone seems to have cut their foot on a jagged piece of rock.
Is it one of the children?
It seems to be one of the larger footprints, and you do see then, and you can tell that this person has stopped running, and they're moving a lot more carefully and slowly over the rocky terrain because you can see spatters of blood on the rock. From the footfall.
Okay. Keep following the footprints.
It is dark in this forest. The canopy is very, very overgrown and close together. It's very thick. It's not letting much light in. The further you get in, the darker it gets.
Okay, I'm going to use my torch.
Okay.
Yeah, smart. I've got bag vision, I'm okay.
Everyone roll a perception check for me.
Why? Why is it perception check? Fucking 5! 8.
6, but my passive is 10.
Oh, my passive is like 12.
Okay. 18.
Yeah.
I should get really cross with perception
You're
check.
not-
Sorry.
You're not quite sure,
Hmm.
but you think you hear the snap of a branch quite a distance behind you.
Okay. I'm going to turn around and call out. Who goes there?
Are we being followed?
Hmm.
Any answer?
No
Do I
answer
hear any
apart
other
from-
rustlings?
Nothing apart from the wind.
Can I make an investigation to see if I can see, if I go back a little bit, to see if I can see any footprints to show someone is following us?
Yeah.
Investigation or survival for that one?
Investigation.
Can I not do
Not survival, sorry.
Okay. 13.
13. You go back a ways. You go back over your own tracks. There's spatters of blood in the rocks. Doesn't seem to be anyone else in the immediate vicinity.
Could be just forest noises. Ariana, can you see anything? Sepsis, how's your night vision? Someone could be following us. You're paranoid. Can you see anything?
30.
I say it quietly to you.
What do you want me to?
You don't find any more
What am I
than
looking for?
Have a look and see if you can see anyone following us or any sign that someone is following us.
I will.
Put your paranoia to use.
Okay. 13.
Nothing that they don't
Sure.
describe is already there.
Should we carry on ahead?
I keep going, I guess. Do I need to roll for the tracks going forward again?
No, it actually comes into quite a muddy section.
Just clearing it.
It's very thick, kind of almost clay-like mud. And it's thick enough that it hasn't actually filled in or sunk down to fill in the tracks of whatever's come across it before. And you do see quite obviously some deer tracks, maybe a small dog type creature, possibly a wolf.
Squirrel.
But you also see then some very obvious, deep as well, human tracks. And as you go in, you've lost sight of the children, but you do quickly realise that the reason that they're so deep, when you step on it, your feet aren't sinking as far in as these are. And it's not because they're running, it's because the people are carrying the children.
So people weighed down.
The only one of you that actually sinks that far down is
Me.
Ace, who's carrying
What about the
tent.
steel defender?
I'm not carrying
the steel
the
defender.
The dog is carrying
The dog's
tent.
got
Oh.
the tent.
I'm
the-
carrying my armour.
The dog is very, Ace and the dog who is struggling through the clay,
Yeah.
but is making their way there. That's fine.
Can I say to both Cedric and Ace, try walking on the grass at the side, it'll support your weight a little better.
Okay. Let me give that a shot.
That's what I do in the lab field. Fucking tent.
Everyone roll a perception check.
I don't want to. I feel like someone's following me and going to try and... Oh!
16.
15!
No.
5 and pass for 10.
No? Okay. Both of you pick up a flurry of wings, as if a group of birds has been disturbed quite a distance behind you.
There is
And
definitely
then there's
something.
silence again.
I suggest that we hide off the path and see what is following us.
Are they going to see us hiding?
Depends if they're looking at us now. It was quite a way behind us. There's no guarantee they can actively see us, and if we hide well, we can wait.
I feel like whatever's following, if something is following us, is trying to work out if we're a threat or not.
Or it's following us to rip our throat out.
It's still daylight.
It's not a
Still
guarantee of
quite dark in
friendliness.
here.
Well, we know there's only a werewolf out here.
Right.
What if there's a wild
We don't know there's nothing else here. I'm just saying we should hide off the path and wait for something to come past or see if anything comes past. Just 10 minutes.
Or
See
a
if anything
rainbow
moves.
you couldn't possibly predict what time of day they're going to change.
Fine. It's just good to have a break, I guess.
Okay.
We'll step away from the path.
Sepsis, is that okay with you?
Is it less muddy?
Slightly. It's a lot easier going.
Yeah.
Can we just hide in a bush? Or in a couple of bushes? I would like to hide in the same bush as, or I want to hide in Ariana's bush.
I was about to say it's
I'm
occupied, but
going to snuff my torch for now.
You stuff your torch and carry on, or are you hiding?
We're
hiding in
hiding.
bushes.
Yeah.
You hide 5 minutes.
Hmm.
10 minutes. 20 minutes.
Nothing.
This is ridiculous. I might as well keep moving.
Okay, I just wanted to see. We can carry on. You get cranky when you don't have men around to
I'll
flirt
relight
with.
my torch
Um,
and carry on.
while we were hiding in the bush, Sepsis may have checked around the bush to see if there were any herbs or anything, but I'm not looking far, so I don't necessarily expect to find anything.
Okay. Roll a nature check.
9.
Nothing much there that you haven't got an abundance of already in your alchemy supplies.
Bush.
I have found green.
Some leaves.
Oh yeah,
Guys, I think
a lighter pipe.
Hey guys, I think this is wheat. No, it's not wheat, it's a dandelion.
I hand you my pipe.
Are you aware that they are not at all the same thing?
Yeah.
You continue to make your way. It's coming now to, after many hours of walking in the forest, it's coming to evening. It's getting
my
very
feet
dark.
aren't really there yet.
We haven't even reached the mountain yet.
Do you think we should make camp for the night?
Camp under the canopy of the trees would be good.
It does seem that with the noises, the forest comes alive at night. You can hear a lot more
Like
noises
most.
now. It's a lot more difficult to discern whether anyone's following you or not,
Yeah.
because you hear the snuffling of woodland creatures.
You know, I just saw a fucking badger. It was not honey.
And you do see a badger kind of like stick its head out, give you all a sniff, look quite
I put
interested.
honey down on the floor.
Oh, apparently we can just decide what. Hey, I just saw a unicorn.
A unicorn walks out. No.
I do put honey down on the floor and go make friends, go explore.
Hey guys, I just found a chest with 4 million gold in it.
Okay. Do we know how to put this tent together?
I'm sure I can figure it out.
It's pretty simple. It has a central pole, and then
You tank it out.
we'll put that
So,
in front.
Yeah, we'll maneuver that.
Maneuver.
You going to sleep in the tent or outside?
I have no particularly strong feelings.
I like a
Originally you said you were going to sleep outside, so, you know. But I would feel more comfortable if you sleep inside with us. I can keep an eye on you and keep you safe.
What do you mean keep an eye on me?
To keep you safe.
I do need people to keep me safe.
Yes. You can sleep next to my dog if you like.
No. The dog's not sleeping in the tent.
Yes, he is.
Are you still putting up the tent?
Yeah.
Outside.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
The dog can sleep outside, it's okay.
Once that's done, I'll start making up a fire.
As an aside, Sepsis, you realise the dog does not sleep.
Ariana's already started working on it. She can just give Ariana a hand with
Yeah.
it.
The dog is basically a
If
clock.
you have like a fire cantrip, you could just go fire.
I've got prestidigitation, which means you can start a small
Yeah,
fire
Vegetation.
0.
and then you just feed it.
I could electrocute the wood.
No.
No, I could. I definitely
Wood.
could.
You can
Yeah.
make swords.
Yeah,
You
Can't
can
break
pass a
the
strong
side.
enough electric current through wood. It'll
I think that would create a spark.
It's good. I've got it going.
Yeah.
I know this is just a theoretical conversation now.
I'll
at
start
this point.
preparing some food over it as well for the evening, while keeping an eye on Honey as he rolls around in
He's
the
having a huge sulk over there.
Oh.
Keeps.
watching Honey as he sort of plays in the underbrush and stuff.
As you're almost there, making the tent, or making it
Yeah.
secure, you do hear now a much louder snap.
Oh.
And everyone spins and turns to see 4 quite bedraggled, haggard looking, but quite rough men, human, walk out of the tree line, spaced evenly, quite far apart, all having with crossbows pointed at you.
We really don't want to fight with anyone.
No, we're harmless. This is not necessary.
He's getting a battle map out, guys. I can't see that this is going to go well. Or attempts to
Don't
defuse
do it.
this.
No, don't. Stop. Willy Wonka style.
To be fair, I generally feel that that's how sepsis talks. Like when people, what did you just step on? Oh, the mayonnaise. That's fine. Carry on.
You say they're like really bedraggled and like
It's fucking bandits, isn't it?
banditish.
That's miles away from there.
Yeah, I know.
Get off my wine.
Tent. Fire.
Can I lurk with
Fire?
intent?
I want to be wherever Ace is.
Okay.
Yeah, Ace was building the fire.
Can
so.
I have a medium mini for the dog? That would do. That's
There's a
large.
monkey right there.
Yeah, you've got
I
Ace
don't want
and
the monkey.
Dice
It's
the
the
wrong
same
way
size as
around.
the person.
Ace was at the fire, Dice was doing the tent.
Yeah.
Can I bite the DM's bum?
I mean, you're their partner, so.
I've never known you not to.
What?
I've never known you not to.
If it's in front of me.
If the
No.
DM is so consenting,
Wasn't
then you
there an episode
shall.
of Friends where Phoebe bit a client's butt?
Did you just bite me? Sorry. No.
Oh, Friends. I was watching that yesterday, actually. And
Not
some of the
much.
things,
Do you want me to
Really,
know?
has not.
some of the things they were saying, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I fall asleep to Friends most nights.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so comfortable with it and I've listened to it so many years that it's
Let's
like
speak
background
McDonald's
noise.
marathons.
So I've now watched all the ghosty ones.
Oh, the ghosty ones are the only ones I care about.
Exactly.
Same
I tried a couple of
I
episodes.
do like
of
the
it.
aliens sometimes.
Yeah.
And Drake.
Mostly because.
Wait, there's a Drake. Oh, that's the dog.
It's the
yeah.
dog.
It's the Steel Defender.
Nightmare.
Before humans.
Hang on, what? No.
No, you had put Ace
Yeah,
in the
you
wrong
put us
place.
in the wrong
No.
place.
Ace,
We
Ace,
went
was
to
at,
the fire.
Ace was at the fire.
Yeah.
No, you
I was
were-
helping.
Ace was at the fire,
Yeah,
Dice
I
was doing the
finished.
tent. I promise you.
No, you were building a tent.
Yeah, but I
You
was
hadn't.
finished.
You hadn't
Oh,
finished.
okay.
You said you were going to help with the fire once it was finished, and I
Okay.
said, coming to the end of finishing the tent,
Yeah.
So why is Dice at the fire?
because Dice was at the fire with Oriana.
I was helping with the tent, but I'm cool with it. I'll be at the fire.
Do you want to help with the tent?
No, I saw that Ace had it in hand and I walked across to the fire and I'm now there.
You don't have to make him right retroactively.
I love him.
You don't
And I'm
have-
always right. So it's
There's a
nice to give
difference
him a
between
chance
love and
sometimes.
pity, though, isn't there?
Fine line.
Yeah, that's what I'm counting on.
But she'll pity you.
Yeah.
Some days I think she does.
That's the only explanation I've come up with.
Aww, Greg.
I love you.
So do I, but you're way out of my league.
Aww. Am I out of your league? No, I'm kidding. It's fine. He doesn't do compliments like that.
You say that like you don't want to know the answer.
Huh?
You say that like you don't want me to, you don't want to know the answer.
I already
Just
know the
remember that your
answer.
ex is a really lunatic.
Whether I'm out of his league. Don't know if there's a lot of women in
That was
Swansea who
entirely
would
the
say
wrong
that.
grammar. Let's just remember
Yes.
my exes were raving lunatics.
I mean,
Yeah.
we do have documented accounts of
Yeah.
at least one.
Okay. So,
Ah, a map.
so
Why are they surrounding us? Hang on.
That's what you said.
Oh,
They
boss.
step
step
out
out the tree
surrounded.
line evenly spaced.
No.
You're like, mm.
Okay. And what do you say?
Oh, sorry.
No, I made it worse.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Leave it.
No, it's not.
You're just turning it that way.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
it easier.
Okay.
There we go. Did you want to be involved?
No, it needed doing.
Alright.
Okay. So
Hey, hell.
they're all standing there pointing crossbows at you. No one's making a move at the moment.
We are not intending to hurt anyone.
We're just making camp.
Neither are we. All we want is whatever money you've got on you.
That's
Yeah.
not,
Money, gold, jewels, anything.
that's not going to work for me, friend.
Why? What do you need it for?
Because you look well fed and we don't.
We could give you some food.
Or you could give me a gold and I could buy a lot more food.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And passage out of this wretched place.
Yes, but here's the thing. Your very point contains within it the seeds of its own foolishness.
Too advanced, sepsis.
We're
very
strong
kindly.
and you're not. This is stupid. And you can leave right now, or
None of you have got your weapons drawn. We'll shoot you before you can move.
Not all of us need weapons.
Also, I feel I should point out at this point that we are certified adventurers who are skilled with weapons and magic. You are 4 people with crossbows who are starving.
I'm bored
It's not
now.
a fair
Killing
fight.
time.
No.
Not
Wait,
killing
sepsis, wait,
sepsis.
please.
Pretty sure it's killing time.
Jesus Christ, Sepsis, I'm going to set you on fire.
Roll a persuasion check.
Me?
Any of you
Hmm.
with advantage. Or
Ooh.
Sepsis can roll an intimidation check.
I've got
I'm not
+6.
tempted to
Any of us
Roll
with
it with
advantage?
You were attempting to
Hang on, I'm
intimidate.
going to let Oriana, she's got +6.
If you want to roll
Oh, right,
intimidation.
okay. I have +1. So.
9, 15.
15.
There's a sucky
Yeah.
advantage roll.
I'll give it a go. No. That's a 9.
Oriana's 15 stands.
Okay.
I while she's persuading, I would like to be preparing Eldritch Blast.
Come sit down with us.
I make my hands crackle with shocking grasp and go, this is not a fight you can win. Like, I've got electric running up and down
Got
my
a
hands and my
fire.
arms.
I've got some sort of concoction going on the fire. Just come sit with
We've
us.
also got jerky. And this is my friend, and I show them the 5-foot Great Dane with teeth out. This is not a fight you can win. Make your call.
You'll not harm us if we sit with you.
No.
No. You have my word. I'm a
Yes.
human too, right?
First you drop your weapons, and then come sit with us.
Do any of us look like elves?
Like at all.
Can't see what that one looks like.
He'd
No,
be a
we're
very
short to be an
short.
elf.
They would be a short elf.
Could be a child.
It is.
We don't even know what's under there ourselves. It's just a small
That's a
bastard.
sepsis.
It's just a small ball of rage.
That's a sepsis right there. We aren't 100% sure, but they're definitely not an elf.
You can try to find out if you like.
One of us can come over, the other ones will stay here with their weapons drawn.
Okay.
Alright?
Whatever makes you comfortable.
I'm just going to sit down and look really unconcerned about the whole thing.
Yeah, that's Oriana's still sat down, like just poking at the fire.
The leader approaches cautiously
Mm-hmm.
while the others congregate here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
As he gets closer and the smell of food, you can almost see his mouth watering.
I'm not the best cook, but
it's better than berries and mushrooms, right? Unless you're sepsis, of course.
I think I might still have a pomegranate.
I still have Eldritch Blast prepared. I'm constantly preparing it.
So are you guys living out here?
No, we followed you from the town.
From the slums, huh?
That was a very bad mistake.
It was an error in judgment, don't you think?
You've travelled really far to travel back.
The beast hasn't come all the time.
The
We've
beast.
ventured in and we know the days that are safe and those that are not.
The days of the full moon.
Have you ever successfully robbed travellers in this wood?
How often do they see travellers that aren't elves?
First time we've tried.
Here, have some jerky while you wait for
It's
the
a
pot
very
to cook.
dangerous thing for you to try.
You are talking very much in their presence.
Oh,
These are my friends.
Yes, Dice is my friend. We grew up together.
Not again.
Sepsis, put a sock in
Sepsis is
it.
a paranoid little ball of rage. And Ace is a friend of mine as well.
Can I take some to my friends?
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
He takes some jerky off you and he moves across over to his friends and hands him some.
All that we ever ask is you don't tell anyone in town that they're not my slaves, that we're all friends.
Yeah, that sounds like a story people would believe if I told them.
You see, Sepsis, I told you. No one will believe a human. We are second-class citizens, subservient, stupid. Although really
Enough of
following
them are
people in the
going-
woods is not wise.
enough of them going to start talking about this that people will hear from
Oh,
multiple
we'll be
sources.
long gone by then.
It's not going to be long before we can't go back to Tau anyway.
Give it up, Sepsis, and I'll set you on fire.
Please don't set Sepsis on fire. I'm actually vaguely fond of them.
Please
I'd
don't
prefer
set me
if
on
they
fire.
weren't.
We're going to make a camp close by. That's okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too close.
No, on the other side of that.
Are you going back to Tau, or are you going to run now you're here?
It's too dark to go back now. We've travelled
But
too
are you
far.
going back tomorrow?
We must. Our families are there.
What I don't understand, and forgive me, where I'm from, these slums are not. We don't have slums. Why do you all stay? There is nothing for you. There's no food, no work.
Yes, there is. It's not the best work. It's not the greatest amount of food, but it's a life of sorts.
Better than living in the woods.
Better than living in these woods some days of the month.
So the beast, before you wander off, I don't know your name, but I think it is best you do not know ours either.
There's 4 of them, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give them 10 silver pieces each. So it's equal to 1 gold. But it's easier for them to spend silver than it is to be able to split a gold.
Show off.
Both of them carrying silver and I don't want to be.
Ah,
It's nice to have enough you can throw it away, eh?
it's not throwing it away.
No, trust me, we would prefer to have more to get us to the continent ourselves, but
You look like you could use
That'd be
things.
nice.
you're in more need of it than
It's a
us.
dream finding a boat off this rock.
Your
I understand.
family, you have children?
I do.
That must be hard.
6 of them.
6 children.
You've been busy.
Yeah. Not much else to do when your night's off, I'll be honest.
It's a good way to pass time.
It's not, it's not my favorite.
Hi, Mum. I'm going to go and make camp with my lads.
Okay.
Alright,
Well, I mean, if we're gone by the morning,
Right.
you never saw us, okay?
Never saw what?
Can I roll an insight check on that, please? Because I will kill them if I have to. Oh. Never mind.
You believe it?
Yep.
Oh, I absolutely believe it.
Mm.
I rolled a 2. I could not believe him more.
16.
You also believe it?
Well, humans have got to stick together.
Yeah.
And those we call friend.
We're going to post a watch.
Hmm?
We're going to post a watch. Don't try anything.
We will also post a watch. Not so
You
much
don't.
against you, but against,
Nature.
Yeah.
beasties and
Speaking
bears.
of nature, honey!
The badger comes.
Yeah.
The other badger kind of noses out of the woods,
Yeah.
looks at everyone, and just kind of goes back into.
Oh, you made a friend. Get in the tent.
Yeah. Is the tent erect by this point?
Are they leaving?
No, they're making camp next to us.
Yeah.
So,
Like a little bit over.
I call out to the leader, the one who approached us. He says, hey,
Yeah.
if your lads think they might want to try this again, kill them, and I cast suggestion.
do any of us hear that?
Yeah, you would. I'm not being quiet.
Yeah, but I don't disagree
You
that.
don't know it's a spell.
No.
It's only got a verbal component.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, verbal and material, but obviously I have my thing. Yeah.
So that's not a kind thing to say to people in need.
What's the thing of
It's
the thing of suggestion again?
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two of magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. The suggestion must be worded in such a manner as to make the course of action sound reasonable. Asking the creature to stab itself, throw itself onto a sphere, immolate itself, or do some other obviously harmful act against the spell. Wisdom saving throw.
That's not 13.
No.
It lasts
Oh.
for 12 hours?
If you want to start your own fire,
8 hours. It
just
starts for 8 hours.
take from our fire to yours.
Thank you.
Lasts for 8 hours.
Takes a brand. Starts to move it up.
Alright, I will take the first watch. You can all get some rest.
I was going to suggest myself, but
It's okay. My perception is not always great, but there's a lot of us out here tonight. I think we'll be okay.
You can take the next one.
Yep.
I'll
I'll
take
run
the
and then I'll take the last.
Okay.
Because I don't trust somebody to do a watch.
There are 4 watches needed.
I'll do 2.
You will take a point of exhaustion.
Okay, you can't.
I'm alright.
Sepsis can take a watch.
I can watch.
Sepsis,
Yeah.
please don't kill anyone during your watch.
Well, why would I do that?
Honestly, I don't know. It would be unwise to start a fight. I don't think Sepsis would deliberately start a fight on their own that would risk their own hide.
That's a good point. They haven't got anybody to back them up.
You wouldn't, right?
I have no desire to kill anyone.
Okay, go to bed.
My
I'll wake you in a few
roll
hours.
perception on that on
Inside.
inside
Yeah.
rather, yeah. That is 14.
I thought my insight was bad.
Roll whatever you need to.
No desire to kill anyone.
Oh, it's on the same page with abilities, isn't it? Tablet style. What am I rolling to beat?
14.
I don't understand why you've got it on the tablet. You still need to swipe.
That is 23.
Whatever they were rolling.
You believe it?
Yep. And Ace
The
happy
then,
goes. Yeah. Ace goes to get some rest.
Okay.
Okay, first
You
watch.
take a first watch, you?
Me.
Roll me
I want to take the watch after race.
roll me a perception check.
Fuck's sake, 6! I roll quite
He's
well.
not here.
For everything else, 6 is not here.
6.
6 is in the freaking Feywild.
You can hear the gently crackling fire next to you.
It's actually just a woodwick candle.
You can hear it is the gently crackling fire just
Moving
over
like
yonder, behind the bushes.
Oh no.
And nothing else apart from the general sounds of the fire, the snuffling of maybe a badger.
Can I roll
An
a
hour
perception
reading.
check for the defender? As it is with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bird.
It will also be with everyone else for the remainder of the night. It doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool when you think about it. What do I add to perception checks? Like strength, dex, con, int?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, his is a 3. 9. The point stands.
Your couple of hours of watch, restful, nothing occurs.
Okay, I wake up Ace 2 hours later.
Okay.
Say, Cedric will stay with you
Okay.
for company.
Yep.
And I go to bed.
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Can you do a better job than me, please?
I'll try. 20.
20.
Yeah.
You can hear the snoring.
7.
That's a natural 20.
Is it natural 20?
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear the snoring of 4 people
Okay.
across the way.
Hmm.
So they may have originally planned to set a watch, but they're all asleep now.
Okay.
Apart from that, again, general sounds of the forest.
Birds, bees, and badgers.
You can hear the gentle hoot of an owl, the flapping of a bat above your head, or a couple of bats.
Whilst I'm on watch, I'm going to be idly petting Cedric and like chatting to him.
Actually, it feels quite soothing
like
to
a-
you because it's very polished metal.
Yeah.
It's very, very polished, smooth metal, and there is a weird warmth coming from it,
Yeah.
like someone's put metal armor on a dog,
Hmm.
and you can feel the warmth of the dog underneath.
Yeah.
Even though you've seen its inside, it's got no living parts.
Yeah.
It's still got that same soothing warmth of a family pet.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna be chatting away and be like, "You'll protect those. You should protect those folk too, won't you, Cedric?"
It doesn't really react,
Okay.
but you're just happy it's being stroked.
Reacts like a dog. It's designed to.
But your 2 hours passes, nothing occurs.
Yep. I'll wake up Sepsis.
Okay.
before you go, can I talk to you a moment?
Sure.
Outside of the tent, I suppose. Ace. What the fuck's wrong? You're being really weird.
Eerily weird.
I had a vision of sorts. It's given me just a lot to think about.
When did you have this vision, Ace?
Last night.
Was it one of those visions that happens while you're sleeping, Ace?
It might have been.
So what you're talking about is a dream there. The thing about dreams is they're not real. So maybe you could, stop being all shirty with me because you had a bad dream. That doesn't seem like
Some
it's
smoke
re-
without fire, though, isn't it?
doesn't seem like it's my fault, Ace, that you had a bad dream.
It wasn't my intention to be shirty with you.
What's what was the nature of the dream that's made you so concerned about me and my trustworthiness?
Well, in my dream I was doing something fairly noble, and what was holding me back from completing that task and helping people was a very large snake.
And you,
The only snake I've ever known has been the one that you carry.
do you want me to get rid of the snake?
I
I'll get rid of the snake. I don't have any particular attachment to it.
I don't need it dead.
It doesn't have to die. I can just set it free.
I don't think it would do very well in a cold forest. But
I honestly
I
don't
think-
care particularly. You're my only friend, Ace, and if the snake worries you, I can get rid of it.
it's okay. What I need with us, Sepsis, is just the knowledge that you aren't going to harm in the name of harm.
When have you ever known me to do that?
Happens.
Well then,
It's
I
what I
believe
ask of anybody.
I mean, I haven't heard you ask it of anybody else, Ace. What you seem to do mostly is assume that people wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, so why am I not granted that same forbearance? I'm a little hurt, if I'm honest.
Do I buy this? Do I roll an insight on that?
If you want to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I got a 15.
You absolutely buy it.
That is 16.
You buy it, hook, line, and sinker.
Okay. I go in to give Sepsis a wee little hug. Say, I never mean to hurt you, friend.
Sepsis freezes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time you have a bad dream that you think might pertain to me, perhaps talk to me about it.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you. Good night, Ace.
Good night. Make sure to keep watch of those chaps over there as well.
Yes,
They'll be needing the help just as much as we do.
of course. We must lend help where we can.
Yes. I'm gonna give Cedric a little pat on the head and go back to sleep.
Cedric stays with Sepsis.
I tell Cedric to leave.
Cedric doesn't leave. Don't really listen to you.
I stand up and walk to the other side of the fire from Cedric.
Cedric doesn't follow you.
Good.
It's fine, I can still see you.
Sit down on the other side of the fire.
You gonna roll a perception check?
Yeah.
I've got a 9 this time.
For
Still to find a perception.
12. He's just looking at the fire. You've gone.
He was told to guard
Mm.
for the night.
He's guarding the fire.
No, he was told to guard the tent.
He is guarding the tent. He's standing outside. If anything attacks the tent, he's there.
12.
12. You can hear the soft snores across the way. You can hear the sounds of sleep from inside the tent, and the sounds of the forest.
Okay.
Do you want to wait for your 2 hours to be up and then for it to be over?
Mm-hmm.
My
So-
go.
Your 2 hours is up.
Ariana.
The sky in the distance does start to lighten slightly, but it's still very early morning.
I walk out to the tent. Is it my go?
It is.
Okay. You can go in.
Mm. Yeah, I might sleep outside actually, but sure.
Whatever floats your boat. The fire's going out anyway. It's gonna get cold.
I've been cold before.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah. 11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds of the forest. You can't hear anything from the other camp.
Do want Ariana to do a tarot reading.
Okay.
But I haven't got my cards on me, but I can do it with dice.
Okay. Go for it.
Because we use major arcana. The only thing I've got to remember is I don't have a death card anymore.
Mm-hmm. How's
So
the death card?
10.
You got bent
I
and
left-
then you left it.
Yeah, well, I
at
left
the
it
village.
with Granny, didn't I?
Yeah.
Ah. So that is Wheel of Fortune. Do you want me to read you what each card means?
Fortune!
Yeah.
Do we know if it's inverted or?
We'll just put them. We'll ignore that.
Yeah.
Spin your phone and see if it turns on. See which way it ends up.
It looks like I'm
It's Wheel of Fortune. So destiny, fortune, success, elevation, luck, and yeah. So I mean, if it was reversed, it'd mean increased abundance or stupidity. So it means success and
Mm-hmm.
thing. Next one, the 12, which is the Hanged Man.
Sweet.
I really love these dice. They're the prettiest thing.
That is that 3. Wisdom. I can't read that word. Circumspection.
Circumspection?
That's the one.
Okay.
Discernment, trials, and sacrifice.
Okay.
And the Hierophant. Hierophant? Hierophant?
Hierophant.
Yeah.
I've got to write these down so I remember.
Yeah, pretty.
Marriage and alliance.
Ooh.
Captivity, servitude, by other account, mercy and goodness.
That's worrying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she reads the
obvious.
card, pulls her cards out in front of her, does that, and it's like, alrighty then.
It's unclear to you whether the message the cards are giving to you is for yourself, your group, or another individual. But it does seem to point to something that will occur soon. It feels like it's the immediate future.
Fun. Just shuffle the cards away.
DM trick, get one of your characters to read tarot, they can write the story for you.
I'm actually going in on a D&D themed tarot set.
Oh, yeah.
I found a group of people from my lab group that want them, so we're going in so we can get them cheaper.
Oh, yes.
I
But
know
yeah,
it's bad then, but
nothing occurs. And you all start to wake and rise. And you get the fire going properly again to get a breakfast on.
I will make porridge.
And as you start to discuss this, you hear shouts and screams from the opposite end of the bush.
Oh, God.
And then silence. And we'll pick up next week.
Knew that was coming.
We're going to end it there. But yeah. Hey, session 7 over and done with. Thank you
I keep
guys.
forgetting that Oriana is supposed to be a tarot reader, and I keep forgetting to pack the cards as well. But I think it's actually easier to do it with the dice.
Yeah.
It's quite
Yeah.
cool.
We're not as cool.
No.
No, it's cool. I like the cards. You should bring the cards. If you remember, bring the cards. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so session 7. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Very sorry there was no combat, but
That's fine.
you convinced them.
Yeah.
They were very weak-willed. They rolled like a 2
I was ready for combat.
to resist your persuasion. I know you were ready for combat.
We're always ready for combat. We love combat, but
Genuinely surprised at you
Yeah, same.
yeah.
Surprised about what?
I'm surprised you didn't attack anybody.
that you didn't try and murder them all in your sleep. Or at least use your newfound poison pill to like spike their water skin before they woke.
I don't know what you mean.
Sepsis, learning restraint. Interesting.
Sepsis, learning.
Greg kicking himself because he didn't think about that.
I absolutely did that. Sepsis, learning the subtle art of not murdering people when they
Just
know that their
'cause.
friends would immediately find out.
Yeah.
You're all Dexter's dad. This is Dex. It's like, no, use your serial killing powers for good.
I mean, no.
These
because
are not
Dexter's-
okay to kill.
Dexter's dad knew about Dexter being a serial
I know.
killer.
Quick question though. The finger.
Yeah?
That's a trophy, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
Ah.
Like returning to the scene of the crime. I love sepsis. I absolutely love sepsis.
Sepsis is
Please
proper
don't,
fucked up,
please don't get bored of them too soon and change your character. I actually love sepsis.
I don't think I'm going to get bored of sepsis.
Good.
I might kill my sepsis.
No.
That's the problem. Like the reason that I don't want you to be too attached to sepsis, and I'm trying not to be too attached to sepsis, is that I am very aware that
they're not the easiest to get along
if
with.
they get caught doing something,
Right.
doing one of the things that
Ariana
they're doing,
will kill them.
like, if
I am chaotic neutral, and if they're getting in my way, they gonna die.
like if they got caught taking that finger by one of their colleagues.
Genuinely, I don't think that would bother Dice. Like,
No.
she'd
I
just be
think
like,
it would bother Ace and Ariana.
Bother Ariana, that's because Ariana's already a bit.
But this is gold
Suspicious
though.
of
I'm
it.
absolutely having a point where Sepsis gets arrested for a crime you all know they didn't commit. And you all have to give character witnesses.
Oh god.
Oh,
Sepsis would never have done this.
I think we'd have to stand on the steps, on the stage, on the stand and go, Sepsis absolutely would do this.
But did
Actually, for once, I didn't.
So this is totally Sepsis' style, but on this particular occasion I happen to know where they were.
If you said anything other than that, I'd make you roll a deception check for every sentence you uttered.
It would be entirely justified.
But everyone, thank you very much, those viewers who stuck with us for the entire session.
Shane has to go get ready for his session.
I do actually like
And Jerry
before we wrap up.
towards the end.
I do just want to remind everyone
Yeah.
that none of the characters know
No, I know.
that Sepsis has ever done anything
I know.
murderous.
Dice is very defensive.
Oriana does have suspicious, but that's
About
due.
what though? Because
That's just because Sepsis hides her
Oh.
race.
We know that you set fire to the
Yes.
hammer.
yeah, but
No,
that
you
wasn't
did that.
that wasn't murder. That was
It was
Anyway,
shady.
That was just good sense.
that was a decision that Sepsis explained thoroughly.
Yeah.
and still think it's shady.
But in fairness,
Pragmatic.
as I said,
You
I
might
never-
not think it. You might think it's not the decision you would have made, but like in and of itself, would anyone think that makes them evil?
No. I think that's why Dice defends Sepsis wherever
Yeah.
possible. She does say that they haven't done
Should we
anything
end the
to make
stream?
me concerned.
We should end the stream.
we should end the
Guys,
stream.
thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you very much. Yes, there she is. We love you, and please join us again next week. This week we are definitely going sword fighting this week.
Definitely, probably.
Hopefully going sword fighting this Wednesday.
We
We'll
are,
have a
second
review
you two
next
are.
Sunday, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll come back to it.
However, we've still got the
Essentials kit.
one-on-one essentials kit on Thursday. We've still got the kids, probably one day on the weekend. And then again, join us at 7 o'clock next week, same time, same D&D
Back
place for session 8. Thank you very much. We love
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Buenas noches.
Actually, keep waving.
Oh.